Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody this is episode number 467. Episode number 467 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And before I forget, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, all right? The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. And I'm also on the Twitter alternative Gab, folks, under the same name. If you happen to be over there at Gab, just in case Twitter decides that it wants to be a little totalitarian on me and send the Twitter police or send the cyber police after me, well, I'm going to be over there as a backup on Gab just in case, folks. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is Wednesday. It's the midweek. I guess it's hump day. And if you folks haven't seen, it is... What is it? International Women's Day? Oh, it's International Women's Day. Well, you know what? Before I slip the tongue and get ahead of myself, let's just go ahead and get right to the markets, folks, because I don't want to intertwine any of the political talk with all the folks that are probably tuning in right now, wanting to know the 411 on the markets here. And, hey, it's the same old story. You know what I mean? Same old story. The dollar is high. The dollar is rising. I'm telling you, it's a bull run on the dollar, folks. It's a bull run on the dollar, and I've talked about how that is not going to be a very positive note on the economy. Now, what have I said? That since we're going to have a rise in the dollar, that most people are going to hold on to those dollars, correct? They're not going to want to go and spend them, so that's going to be, not necessarily good for providing opportunities, economic opportunities, wealth-generating opportunities, that sort of thing. And it hurts us in competition in the world market when we have a high dollar. When we have a high-value dollar, it kind of hurts us in the international competition markets as far as production. But I don't want to get to the schematics and the technicality of everything. What I do want to discuss here is that even though I said that we're seeing a high rise in the dollar and that March 15th, it looks as if the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates, and as I stated, if they raise it any more than a quarter point, folks, I believe we're going to see some fireworks in the markets. We're going to see some blood in the markets. I'm telling you that right now. And it could be the beginning tipping point of the contraction in the market that we've all been waiting for here. Now, I did say that even though we see a contraction in the market, And it may be drastic, folks. Even Warren Buffett has been saying that the uncertainty in the markets today is so uncertain that he would not be surprised tomorrow if the major indexes drop 20%. I mean, that's Warren Buffett right there. I've been saying this for a while. Now, everyone at this point is pricing in that potential rate hike. No one knows what the rate hike is going to be. If it is any more than a quarter point, folks, once again, be expecting a lot of blood in this market. All right, be expecting a lot of blood in this market. And it could be the beginning of the contraction. Now, unlike the last contraction that we saw in 2008, 2009, it isn't going to take that long of a recovery if Donald Trump and his administration continue to focus on job growth. Because as I've stated many times in this broadcast, that the job creation and the job growth could offset any contraction in not only the equities market, but in the real estate market as well. And what I mean by that is that, yeah, we will still see a contraction in the market, but isn't going to be a long, drawn-out recession like we saw in 2009. I think it could be a short-lived contraction, in my personal opinion, just as long as Donald Trump and his administration continue to bring in these jobs. Now, the jobs report, folks, came out today, and once again, because of the rise in the dollar, it didn't cause any kind of waves in the markets today. And that's why I'm saying we're seeing a bull run on the U.S. dollar, even though we saw for the first month that Donald Trump has been in office. He's added 300,000 jobs in 1 month to the United States. 300,000 jobs. And not even that good news could bring the market to some level of positivity today because everybody sees it. I think the crack that the investors were smoking in the investment community out here, I think it's already gone dry, and people are starting to sober up and see the writing on the wall, and there's a major contraction. I've been saying this. I've been saying this because there's nothing justifying this 20,000 Dow Jones Industrial. There's nothing justifying this. There's no level of earnings. I mean, at least a consistent and habitual set of earnings. There's not forecast of good earnings. There's nothing justifying this. Gosh, dang it all. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. Anyway, let's get to the markets here, okay? Once again, rise in the dollar. Not even the first month in office that Donald Trump has been president, adding 300,000 jobs in 1 month. Not even that got the market enthused to go out and start buying. This goes to show you the writing's on the wall, folks. The writing is on the wall as far as I'm concerned, all right? Anyway, let's go ahead and continue here. Let's get to the Dow Jones Industrials. Once again, I did not suggest any day trading or pattern trading play this morning. Everything is pretty flat, low volume as usual. This is not a buyer's market, folks. We need buyers to come back in this market, and the only people that are people that are falling hook, line, and sinker with the constant bombardment in every form of media possible that the Dow Jones 20K is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And what is the proverbial saying? Buy low, sell high? I mean, if this is the highest points in which we have seen the stock market, why in the blue hell would you buy right now? It doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Anyway, let's get to the markets here, all right? The Dow Jones Industrial is down today 69.03 points, a percentage decrease of 0.33%, closing out the Dow Jones Industrial at 20,855.73 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. Let's get to the S&P. The S&P is down today 5.41 points, a percentage decrease of 0.23% decrease, closing out the S&P at 2,362.98 points for the S&P 500. Let's get to the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is up. It's up today, miraculously. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Doesn't even make any sense. A lot of pump and dump, in my opinion, going on in the NASDAQ. Hey, how did that Snapchat stock work out for you folks, huh? That's why I didn't even mention it on this broadcast. I knew that was going to be a pump and dump. I've been saying it. I mean, how the hell is this damn company going to maintain profitability? I mean, the forecast that they're giving and the amount of valuation that they gave Snapchat was insane. And I'm glad that the market is pricing in that in effect as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I've always said there's a lot of pump and dump going on the NASDAQ. A lot of venture capitalist money being thrown at the NASDAQ. I mean, I don't want to get into the technicalities of it, but there are very few companies, at least in the tech sector, that are propping up this NASDAQ market that are justified at the prices they're at today, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry. I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but I'm just saying. Anyway, we've got NASDAQ up today. It's modestly up, but still up. NASDAQ is up 3.62 points, a percentage increase of 0.06%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,837.55 points for the NASDAQ composite. Now, folks, once again, what's causing these decreases? The increased value of the dollar, and now the damn investors are starting to see the writing on the wall. Now they're starting to see that March 15th is coming really fast, and when this Federal Reserve raises interest rates, folks, if it's any more than a quarter point, if it's a quarter point, in my opinion, it's going to be a slight love tap, and it might even enthuse the markets as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure. But if it's any more than that, I think that we're going to start seeing some blood. And the blood is already, it's going across the board, folks. I don't know if you've seen anything. Everything's been down. Everything is down today. Let's go ahead and get to the commodities. Now, what have I said? If you see a rise in the dollar, you should see a decrease in equities, and especially you should see a decrease in commodities. Financial fundamentals. Financial fundamentals. All right, now energy, what have I told you about energy, folks? What have I said? Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. What have I been saying? Haven't I been saying that? Haven't I been saying don't touch energy with a 10-foot pole? You know, people have been not necessarily taking my advice and not just staying away from it. I've had people that have tweeted at me saying that they are shorting this. They're shorting oil, and today people shorted oil and made some generous profits, to say the least, all right? And that's what I've been saying, man. I've been saying that I am not touching energy. There's too many oil producers on the world market. You've got Russia that's already overproducing the agreed OPEC cuts. You've got Saudi Arabia doing questionable practices in their production. I mean, I don't think OPEC is legitimate anymore. They cannot mandate a cut and have every oil producer across the board oblige the cut. I mean, it's obvious, and I think that the market is starting to realize that right now. And I've been saying, I don't know what the hell's going to happen to oil. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. OPEC, they need to come back together, another cut or something. But even if they do, there's too many players in the world market in the oil business now. I mean, we've even found huge oil deposits in America, folks, that we can open up our own oil production, exploration, our own energy production capabilities and expand them and grow them. And to be honest with you, folks, I think that we have enough energy resources in America to be able to be energy independent. If we truly tried and we had a goddamn Washington, D.C. Congress that wasn't a bunch of globalist shills out here and actually worked for the people, I think we could be energy independent. I mean, the whole reason, folks, that we had seen our energy costs go up is, look, I hate to keep reiterating this, but I have to keep repeating it because some people don't remember, or maybe some people don't want to remember. But Barack Obama basically outlawed coal. That's why you had a lot of coal miners out of work. That's why Trump put that as a point of emphasis in his campaign in 2016, that he was going to put the coal miners back to work. You know, and what was the consequence of basically outlawing coal energy? What was the consequence? Well, you're witnessing the consequence every time you pay your energy bill, folks. All right? And what was the consequence of all this overregulation in the energy sector in general by Obama? Well, you're feeling it not just in the energy cost each month where you happen to dwell, but also in the energy cost in relating to getting to and from wherever the hell you want to go. I'm talking about petroleum. And I said this yesterday. Didn't you find it kind of funny that when barrels of oil were down to about $28, $29 a barrel, and as a result, we didn't see that reflected in the gasoline prices at all. Yeah, sure, the prices came down to some capacity, but at $28, $29 a barrel, we should have seen at least, and I say at least 90 cents, maybe 99 cents a gallon of gas. I think it should be cheaper than that, but I mean at least 99 cents a gallon of gas. And you want to know why we didn't see it reflected, folks? Because of the overregulation in the energy sector. And I talked about this yesterday, that they overregulated the refineries and the production of new refineries. I'm talking about Obama's administration. They just overregulated the production of refineries that we actually have a refinery issue in which we can have all the cheap oil we want to, but we can't refine it at a fast enough capacity to meet demand to lower down the prices in conjunction with the lowering of crude oil. But thank God, folks, Donald Trump is in here. He's here to save the day. I talked about this, I think it was day before yesterday or yesterday. Exxon is going to invest $20 billion in the Gulf. What are they going to build down there? Refineries! That's what they're going to build. It's as if they listen to the broadcast. Y'all remember I was just talking about refineries, and before you know it, Exxon is dropping $20 billion in the Gulf for what? Refineries! So anyway, let's continue going here. Let's get to energy. WTI sweet crude. Now, what did I tell you here before I got in this preamble or this soliloquy, I should say, about energy? Not touching it with a 10-foot pole. Too many oil producers. Not anyone in OPEC obliging the oil production cuts. And now the crack that the people in Wall Street have been smoking, it's finally starting to wear off, and it's reflecting here in the energy prices. Did you see energy today? Did you see crude oil today? Good God, I would have hated to hold anything. That's why I told you I'm not holding any oil holdings anymore. I told you I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. Anyway, let's get to WTI. WTI sweet crude was down today, $2.94, a percentage decrease of, get this, 5.53% decrease on the day. I mean, good God. 5.53% decrease on the day. You literally almost lost 6% of your money if you bought in on oil yesterday just on a hunch. I mean, good God. 5.53% decrease. Anyway, closing out WTI crude today at $50.20 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude also taking it on the teeth today. It is down $2.77, a percentage decrease of, get this, 4.95%. Jesus Christ, 4.95% decrease on the day for crude oil. I told you to stay away from crude. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? I told you. Prognosticator, folks. I'm telling you. All right? I'm not just listened to by 60, 70,000 people live every single day because I'm just a bunch of blowhard piece of crap. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about here in more ways than one. Anyway, once again, Brent crude down today, 4.95%. Closing out Brent crude at $53.15 per barrel of Brent crude oil. And, of course, if we're seeing this type of decreases in crude, we're going to have to see it reflected in gasoline, and that's exactly what we're seeing today. Gasoline is down 1.84% decrease on the day for gasoline. And let's get to the feast or famine commodity, natural gas. Now, folks, this is very interesting. Remember, natural gas, feast or famine. Remember that. We've been seeing a lot of decreases in the natural gas market. Could today be the day? Well, everything is down. Could the day be the day it went up? And it is. Exactly right. Natural gas up 3.32% increase on the day. Excuse me, 3.33% increase. 3.33% increase on the day for natural gas. And heating oil also taking it on the teeth today, down 3.59% decrease on the day for heating oil. Let's go ahead and get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! Of course, folks, we saw a rise in the dollar. What does the financial fundamentals always tell us? That we should see decreases in equities. We should see decreases in commodities, especially metals. And that's exactly what we see reflected here today. Gold is down today, $8, a percentage decrease of 0.66%, closing out gold at $1,208.10 per troy ounce of gold. So we're getting down to that $1,200 mark. Man, I'm telling you. But look, I wouldn't be so steery away-ish from gold and silver at this point in time. I mean, we've got a lot of forces working against Trump, even though he's trying to initiate this job growth program, or this job growth plan, I should say, and he's actually being successful at it. You've got a lot of companies wanting to invest in America, wanting to grow, wanting to provide jobs, good-paying jobs. And on top of that, that's why we're seeing today the reports coming out that the first month Donald Trump has been president, 300,000 jobs have been created since Donald Trump has been president. I mean, winning.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Anyway, let's go ahead and continue going here. We've got silver down today, folks, 29 cents, a percentage decrease of 1.63%, closing out silver at $17.25 per troy ounce of silver. As I stated, folks, I'm not going to steer away from silver and gold. A lot of uncertainty as it pertains to what the hell Congress is going to do, whether or not they're going to pass this tax plan. This Obamacare light bill that they have initiated is questionable, to say the least. We're going to talk about that later. We've got the deep state in literal civil war against the Trump administration. We've got a lot of things that could cause some waves in the future, and I would like a pretty good portion of my portfolio to still be consisting of metals, to say the least, or at least metal holdings, because as I've stated, during times of uncertainty, everybody goes to the old classic safe haven, metals. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to copper. Copper is also down today, 0.97% decrease on the day for copper. Platinum is also down today, 0.02% for platinum. Let's go ahead and get to agriculture, shall we? Now, what's interesting here is that, once again, if we see an increase in the dollar, we should see a lot of blood in agriculture unless there's some interpreted scarcity with the commodities traders in the markets. So let's go ahead and get to the rundown and see if we can see anything reflected anything like that reflected, I should say. Excuse me. Let's get to grains in the agriculture. Grains. Corn down 1%. Wheat down 2.08%. Oats, it was taking it on the teeth yesterday. Oats is up miraculously. Oats is up 1.56% increase on the day for oats. Rough rice is also up today, 1.15% increase on the day for rough rice. Soybean is down today, 0.34% decrease on the day for soybean. Soybean oil down 0.56%, and canola is up 0.69% increase on the day for canola. Let's get to the soft, shall we? Cocoa is down 0.26% decrease on the day. Coffee, hey, dude, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, dude. Yeah, don't talk to me unless I have my coffee. Shut up, you stupid, caffeinated freak. And stop showing off anal camel toe with your tight jean leggings. I'm tired of you hipsters. I'm tired of... You know what? Never mind. Anyway, folks, coffee is up today, 0.75% increase on the day for coffee. And I'd like to take this time to remind everybody, boycott Starbucks. Boycott Starbucks, for Christ's sake. This son of a bitch, this ridiculous company is going to slap America in the face. They're going to spit in our troops' face by defying the immigration reforms that have been put forth by the Trump administration, by saying that they are going to hire 10,000 illegal immigrants, while you've got companies boasting that they're going to expand in America, that they're going to hire new Americans. You have this ridiculous, disgusting, despicable, anti-American company, Starbucks, stating that they are going to hire 10,000 illegal immigrants. Boycott Starbucks. And that's all there is to it, all right? Boycott Starbucks. Son of a bitch. Anyway, we've got sugar is unchanged today, unchanged for sugar. Orange juice is down today, 0.40% decrease on the day for orange juice. We've got cotton up today, 0.08% increase on the day for cotton. Lumber is down, 1.28% decrease on the day for lumber. We've got rubber. For some reason, it is up. I guess, wait a minute. Are we around spring break time? It makes sense that rubber is up today. Anyway, rubber is up 1.24% increase on the day for rubber. We've got ethanol down today, 0.40% decrease on the day for ethanol. Let's get to livestock now. We're starting to see a lot of green out here in livestock, which I hope does not mean that these cheap beef prices are going to come down anytime soon, because I'm enjoying every minute of them. I'm enjoying every minute of them, to say the least. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Anyway, livestock, okay? We got live cattle up today, 0.59%. We've got cattle feeder also up today, 0.35% increase on the day. Lean hog up, 0.55% increase on the day. And before we close out the market segment here, and I'm glad we're going pretty fast because we got a lot of things to talk about, Bitcoin, folks, I'm telling you, cryptocurrency becoming a viable alternative for not just people in America and the westernized world, but the world in general. Talk about the Zimbabwe farmers who are taking payment in Bitcoin, and that's what's saving the farming out there in Zimbabwe, because if you're not familiar, Zimbabwe has printed out so much money that I think there's an actual $1 trillion bill. There's a $1 trillion bill, and I think that might, buy you a meal or something at some Zimbabwe goat house or steak or whatever they eat out there. I don't know. But either way, I mean, they're utilizing Bitcoin as a means of exchanging goods and services out there. All right? I mean, seriously, they're using Bitcoin in Africa. No way. So that just goes to show you that cryptocurrency is, I think, here to stay. And we're covering Bitcoin right now. We are going to actually cover a whole array of different cryptocurrencies, folks, so that anybody who wants to participate in the whole cryptocurrency market can gather what the prices are at the current time. We're currently gathering cryptocurrencies that we consider legitimate so that we can go ahead and disseminate the information of the cryptocurrencies in general. But for right now, everybody is in love with Bitcoin because it was the first on the scene. I mean, let's be honest. It was the first on the scene out here. And secondly, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, I never thought I'd see this amount of Bitcoin as of right now, folks. I mean, I'm speechless. Bitcoin is $1,162.03. All right? So we're seeing some fluctuations back and forth here, all right? We're seeing some fluctuations, but either way, those are nice fluctuations to day trade, folks. I mean, if you are unaware, you can day trade Bitcoin, and you can day trade that all day long. And depending on your country, here in America, you can day trade that all day long, and there ain't no PDT rule. There ain't nothing to that capacity. So, I mean, that may be something to consider for all you folks that are itching to get into the day trading kind of high intensity, fast pressure, decision-making type realm of pattern or day trading. This would be something that you should get into because in my personal opinion, Bitcoin is very, very volatile. It's going to continue to be volatile, especially at these high prices. I mean, you can see swings now, in my personal opinion, from $100 to $200. And if you could catch it in between that swing, you could literally make a couple of $100 per Bitcoin just by holding a cryptocurrency. I mean, good God. Anyway, that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? Anyway, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me on this hump day. Let's hope that, this doesn't turn into a goddamn Fruit Bowl Wednesday. Let's put it that way, all right? I'm serious. Let's just it doesn't turn into a freaking Fruit Bowl Wednesday, but I don't think so. This is a very serious show now. True Capitalist Radio is now heading into the legitimate realm of political news, to say the least, folks. As a matter of fact, we currently have our media project up and running right now, folks. If you have not checked it out, ghost.report. Type that in your browser right now. Ghost.report is the website. I mean, we've got all kinds of things happening right now. I mean, we've got things headed into the future. We're going to provide rich, genuine content, and I hope that you folks, bookmark it, add it to your favorites, because we got a lot of things coming there. Ghost.report. Type it in your browser right now. Anyway, folks, let's get to some news before we get into some Twitter shout-outs here. I want to talk a little bit about, once again, the President of the United States, in his first month of office, adding 300,000 jobs. And I'm telling you, folks, I mean, if Donald Trump was allowed and given the leeway through party unity, instead of having the establishment Republican Party stab him in the back, I think that Donald Trump could easily change the problems in America in an even more rapid, even in a more rapid time frame than you're even seeing him do the things he's doing now. But unfortunately, he's got a lot of sharks all around him, folks, even within his supposed inner circle, for a lack of a better term. I mean, I don't think he can trust Mike Pence. I don't think that he can trust Reince Priebus. I don't think he can trust anybody related to the Republican establishment whatsoever. I think I've talked about this time and time again. I think it was the deep state in conjunction with the establishment faction of Trump's inner circle that took down General Michael T. Flynn. I mean, you don't think that Michael T. Flynn told, Mike Pence, and even if he didn't tell him, why would Mike Pence go out there on the Sunday morning shows and insist that, well, nobody from the administration had any kind of conversation, any kind of phone call? Why would he say that unless he was given the 411 by somebody, so that by Mike Pence going out publicly and saying that the administration had nothing to do or had no communication with or a phone call with any Russian official, that gave the deep state the clout and the establishment the clout to bring down Michael T. Flynn. And how would they know that? Because of all the spying that's going on, especially on Donald Trump. I know there's a lot of people out there, especially in the mainstream media, that are trying to claim that Donald Trump is pulling this wiretapping or having the deep state spy on him out of his ass. But I can assure you, if you saw, and we're going to talk about this later in extensive detail, if you saw what was in the WikiLeaks Vault 7 data dump, not only does it prove that the deep state under Obama's administration, not only was he spying on Trump, but they were spying on your whole family. Let me tell you, the inner circle and the capitalist army, we are digging deep into this data dump and learning all kinds of wicked, weird stuff, man. I don't want to get to that right now. Let me just calm my ass down here, all right? I don't want to get ahead of myself because there's a lot to talk about in that subject matter. I'm telling you, there's a lot to talk about. Anyway, once again, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, first month in office, added 300,000 jobs to the economy, baby. Winning! Now, let's get to the next subject matter, because I know that there's a lot of people listening in, and I'm pretty sure they're all out there celebrating International Women's Day. How's that, huh? International Women's Day. I hope everybody's celebrating International Women's Day. I can see that Google and YouTube are with their ridiculous avatars. I can see that the cuckold connoisseurs of cuckold connoisseurs in Sweden are definitely celebrating. Did you all see that freaking tweet I tweeted out with a bunch of, I don't know what, I don't know if it's Sweden Parliament, Sweden politicians, I don't know what it was, but these assholes actually all posed for a picture. Let me retweet that, for Christ's sake. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. All right, this is where I tweeted, Sweden is now officially the capital of cuckery. That's what Sweden is, the capital of cuckery. Take a look at that picture in that tweet that I just retweeted. Take a look at that. Look at all those men gathered together like a bunch of cuckold connoisseurs wearing the woman, what is this, the new woman symbol now, huh? Because the Million Woman March? The pussy hat. The pussy hat, for Christ's sake, man. You've got more than a dozen Swedish freaking cuckolds posing for a picture with that ridiculous pussy hat on their freaking heads celebrating International Women's Day. Oh. This has gone completely insane. I can't. This is Twilight Zone type of garbage. I'm not even joking around, man. I almost, I got to slap myself. Let me slap myself. Let me slap I'm not dreaming. I'm not dreaming. This is real. This is real, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Are y'all looking at this on Twitter, folks? If you're not looking at this, please look at this. You have to look at this, all right? Seriously, you have to look at what this is. I'm not even joking around. A bunch of cuckold connoisseurs from Sweden with the pussy hats, the ones that the fatties and the uglies at the Million Women's March were waddling around with out there on their heads. Freaking pussy hats, for Christ's sake. God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God! When I saw that, I'm floored. I'm utterly floored. I don't know what the hell to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about it. But if you happen to be in Sweden, I'm sorry, you're gone. I think that your country is gone. And I don't mean to make that a focal point on the broadcast, but that took me by surprise. I mean, are y'all looking at this, man? Are y'all looking at this? I mean, Sweden. I mean, no. You know what? No wonder Pootie Pie has flipped out. You know? I mean, this is his home country, man. No wonder this guy's going insane. I mean, it makes sense now. Oh, it all comes clear now. Jesus Christ, man. No wonder Pootie Pie's breaking down. Good God. Anyway, look, I don't want to get into that. Once again, I showed you the picture. It's on Twitter right now. I can't believe it. I don't know if you can believe it, folks. I can't believe it. But since we're celebrating International Women's Day, I also tweeted earlier this morning that if we're going to celebrate this, okay, then we must acknowledge that the hijab is a symbol of woman oppression. And I'm glad that others are finally starting to say this, because I've always said this, folks. I've been very consistent about that. I'm going to go ahead and retweet that tweet. I said, women must acknowledge the hijab as a symbol of woman oppression. And with that, I tweeted an article that states that Nike has a new product for Muslim women called the Pro Hijab. Oh my God. I mean, you have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. And you know the irony of all this is, folks, the organizers of the Million Woman March that we saw with all these women, these fatties and uglies that were wearing these pussy hats and wearing disgusting vagina costumes that look like, the clitorises were, pretty worn out. They look like pumpkin pie, That pretty much signifies probably what's going on down there in their department. I'm just saying. I mean, these people that were, they were organized by women in hijabs. Women in hijabs were walking in the same group as women with pussy hats and vagina costumes. I mean, the hypocrisy and the stench of it. The hypocrisy and the stench of it is just ridiculous. It's just, bleh. It makes you want to throw up, man. It makes you want to throw up nasty chicken grease and corn oil and cream of wheat with 5-day-old cereal and stomach plasma. It makes you want to puke. It makes you want to puke. Oh, my God, man. And you know what? Aside from today being International Women's Day, folks, okay? Aside from all that, today is the infamous Day Without a Woman protest. Oh, Jesus Christ. Does anybody really care? All right? Does anybody really care at this point? I mean, didn't you women just have a protest, the Million Women's March, where you women just completely just demeaned yourself to a point where I could never thought a human being could demean themselves? I mean, listen, I thought that Occupy Wall Street was a black mark in American history that could not be overdone in stupidity. Let me tell you something. That was taken away. That title of ridiculous stupidity was taken away by the Million Women's March. I'll tell you that right damn now. But you know what? That wasn't good enough for them. And you know, how many women took off work, put their kids in whatever daycare or dumped them off on their family or whatever, like some illegal alien child care provider, whatever, to go to this Million Women's March? I mean, can you just think about that for a second? How many of them went out there and with their pussy hats and their vagina costumes? How many of them took off work exactly? I'd like to get a number, okay? And then you combine that with today, the Day Without a Woman protest, in conjunction with the International Women's Day. I mean, are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. I mean, now, with all due respect, women, you're attention whoring now. I'm sorry. You're attention whoring now. All right? And I've said this, and look, I'm going to give you all an update. None of the women that work for my brick-mortar businesses, none of them called in to work, all right? None of them called in to work, but if they did, they would have been fired. I'm telling you this right now. They would have been fired, and there would have been nothing they would have done about it, all right? And I am encouraging all capitalists that are within the sound of my voice that have women that did not show up to work today, fire these dumb bitches. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. Fire these dumb skankosauruses, and so that maybe the problems that incur when these women are fired and they have a mountain of debt or they can't pay their rent or whatever the case might be, maybe then they'll start appreciating the fact that I've got bills and crap. I don't have time to be an obnoxious attention whore because other women say I need to do so. I'm telling you this right now. I am encouraging every capitalist within the sound of my voice, if any of these women decided that they were going to call in because of this Million Women's March, fire these disgusting, ungrateful, disgusting piles of human protoplasm. And by the way, not only fire them, all right, I mean, I think if you want my personal opinion, they should be redirected to the nearest kitchen. I'm sorry, man. Look, you can't march. You cannot march with the same women wearing hijabs and you're wearing a pussy hat and think that you're going to be taken seriously. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You cannot be wearing a pussy hat and a vagina costume and in the same goddamn crowd following somebody in a hijab. You can't be taken seriously, broads. You cannot be taken seriously. So I don't know how many people in America took this serious. I'm talking about the Day Without a Woman. But I know that there were some women across the world that took this serious. Did y'all hear out of Poland? Oh, my God, you had a whole flock of Polish broads, for Christ's sake, that were out there protesting that, Stella, my name is Stella, and I'm a woman, Stella. Anyway, they were out there protesting. It's all over the media, for Christ's sake. Take a look at what the hell was going on out there in Poland related to the broads that were out there during International Women's Day and a Day Without a Woman protester, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God. Good God. And I'd like to say, everybody in Poland out there, you know, you Poland guys, you Polish guys, aren't y'all supposed to have your women in check out there? What happened? I mean, I remember when Polish women, you know, they were known for making good Polish meals, you know, good Polish sausages, you know, all that stuff, you know, the whole good old homemade Polish meals and stuff. What happened to that? What happened? What the hell happened to Polish women, for God's sake? Oh, my God. Anyway, look, I don't want to get into too much of that. I'm just saying this International Women's Day and this protest in conjunction with it called A Day Without a Woman, I think it's obnoxious and it's attention whoring women. I'm sorry. You just had a ridiculous Million Women's March that accomplished absolutely nothing. And guess what? This ridiculous Day Without a Woman is going to accomplish just as much as well. All right? And all you're doing is just attention whoring. That's all it is. Do you understand me? That's all you're doing, attention whoring. And if you're going to do any kind of whoring, why don't you do the oldest profession in human history and actually get paid for it, you slut? Jesus Christ, man. And you know what I find funny? On a side note, okay? I never talked about it, but on a side note, since I'm getting a little candid here, I find it funny that you had all these fatties and uglies out there at the Million Women's March talking about, I've got a wild pussy, and they had all kinds of stupid crap on their freaking shirts about pussy this and vagina that and this and this and that, and yet they were so shocked. They were so shocked that they found a clip that was not beknownst to Donald Trump. He was taped secretly by a Bush, all right, mind you, by a Bush. So that just goes to show you that they were doing that in hopes of blackmailing him at some point in time. All right, Billy Bush is a part of the goddamn Bush family. Look it up. All right. And they were so shocked. Oh, my God, I'm so shocked that Donald Trump said grab them by the pussy. Oh. Meanwhile, you have slut walks being organized all over the country. And, you know, who's one of the main organizers? That disgusting, bald-headed, disgusting, ethnically ambiguous slut bag. What the hell is her name? Amber Rose. She's one of the organizers to these freaking slut walks. So, you see, women, you can't have it both ways, okay? You either want to be grabbed by the pussy because you're sluts and you're filthy sluts and you're proud to be sluts, like the sluts at the slut walk, or you're going to try to be prude bitches. And if you're going to be prude bitches, that's fine. I have nothing wrong with that. If you want to be respectable, you want to be courted, you know, you want to be respected as a woman, that's fine. Get back in the kitchen where you belong, for Christ's sake. I mean, if you want to be courted and you want to be treated with kid gloves and you want a man to respect you and love you and all this other crap, get back in the kitchen where you belong, for Christ's sake. Good God. Freaking bimbos. Bunch of hypocritical bimbos, man. Jesus Christ. Give me the mic. And look, I'm not trying to be sexist. Look, we have capitalists that are in the capitalist army that are women. We've got women capitalists that are a part of the inner circle. And listen, they are independent women. They don't want anybody telling them what to do. And yet they realize that if they're going to be independent, they got to take on the responsibility of their actions. And you see, let's be honest, that's the basis of all these attention-whoring woman demonstrations. It's just a cover for them not to be responsible for their bad decision-making. I mean, let's be honest, that's what it is. I mean, why do you think all those disgusting fatties and uglies were out there in the Million Woman March? Why do you think they were out there? And why do you think they were man-hating? Why do you think they were man-hating? I'll tell you why. Because they probably got goofed by either somebody that looks good in a leather jacket with greased back hair, chewing a toothpick, flipping a nickel, and they decided to go ahead and allow this man to penetrate their body, and then 9 months later a kid came out, and this guy's nowhere to be found, and now she's going to blame all men. Or, like in most cases, and you see, this is what got these fatties in America thinking that they could have so much pride in themselves. I mean, listen, I don't think that a person should be judged on their looks, but women are basically focusing on that at this point in time. They're putting that as a point of emphasis because if they're going to tout their vagina as power, if they're going to say, oh, I've got a vagina, I've got power, well, then you're going to have to be somewhat presentable so that you can attract males that will properly court you and be with you instead of basically giving out the poon. And let me be honest with you. I think it was Dave Chappelle that said this. You know, you're giving out the poon. If poon was a stock, it would be plummeting right now. You women are giving it out all over the place. I mean, it's just unbelievably disgusting. And to be honest with you, you don't really understand that when you give up your poon, you have to be responsible and either take prophylactics, put a sponge in there, or some kind of birth control so that your stupid, ridiculous a moment of passion doesn't become a lifetime burden on society because you were raising a kid that is going to end up becoming a statistic in one of the many systems that we have them going into at this point in time. All right? So as I'm stating right now, I'm just saying, if you want to be a slut, that's fine, man. Listen, hey, more power to the slut. All right, more power to the slut. But if you're going to be a slut, I mean, let's be honest. Let's stop acting as if you're supposed to be courted like you're one of the broads from Little Women. Huh? Have y'all seen that movie, Little Women? Have you seen that movie? Oh, man, I mean, everybody's trying to court those women and say, how you doing, madame? And I'd like to take your hand and all that crap. I'd like to do this and do that. All this courting crap, you can't act like that, all right? If you're sluts, well, then put out or get out, all right? You're putting yourself there, women. I'm sorry. You people that are participating in the slut walks, you're putting yourself there. So you either put out or get out. And if you're one of these fatties and uglies that were out there at the Million Women's March demanding that somebody make you a sandwich, or I saw a shirt of some woman that said, "This pussy grabs back," I kid you not. I mean, if you're out there doing that, then if you want my personal opinion, what somebody should have been doing out there in that Million Women's March, it should have been throwing a microphone in these women's faces and saying, do you have any children? And if they say yes, ask them, how many children are they all from the same man? And they're gonna stop talking at that point, because I guarantee you that many of those disgusting, filthy cum dumpsters, for a lack of a better term, I'm sorry to be so vulgar, these women are saying pussy this and vagina that. I mean, hell, we might as well get a dope about this son of a bitch right now. These freaking cum dumpsters over here are walking around like they deserve some respect, when in actuality, they want to blame everybody else for their stupid, ridiculous decisions. They want to blame everybody else that they listened to the black guy 30 minutes before last call and, was convinced to, basically bend over in the back of a dumpster in the back of the club somewhere. 9 months later, there's an ethnically ambiguous baby coming out of the uterus hole out there, and brother is nowhere to be found, and now she wants to blame all of the man. She wants to blame all of man for her bad damn decision, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, women cannot have it both ways. So, you know what my last remarks are for this a day without a woman, all right? I'll tell you this right now. If you are attention whoring because you think that you deserve some kind of ultra respect because you happen to have been born with an orifice instead of a flesh flute between your legs, then in my personal opinion, woman, get back in the goddamn kitchen. Do you understand that? Get in the kitchen. And I guarantee you, when you're put in the kitchen, after about 6 months in the damn kitchen, you will have more skills, more life skills than some stupid skankosaurus feminist wannabe slut bag that's going 4 years for a bachelor's degree in liberal arts. Do you understand me? I mean, and that's what I'm telling you, women, man. I mean, if the revolution came, who would be more valuable? Some stupid, disgusting, blowhard, mouthy, running her gator 24 hours a day slut bag who has a 4-year degree in liberal arts, or the woman that has an extensive knowledge in cooking and utilizing spices to the fullest capacity and making meat that doesn't look as great, making it taste great, and being knowing how to cut certain meats and fillet fish and these types of things. You don't think that these skills are wanted right now? I mean, they're in demand right now, man. And the proof is in all the damn people that are right now going to these damn restaurants. Look at all the restaurants right now. Look at all the fast food joints right now. I mean, this is proof that the women, taking women out of the kitchen was a detriment to America as far as I'm concerned. It was a detriment in many ways. First of all, these women don't know what the hell they're doing. I just laid the case out that these women don't know their asses from their elbows. They're out here with pussy hats and vagina costumes, marching with women in hijabs. I mean, you dumbass, dumb skankosaurus, idiot slut bags, you understand that a hijab is a symbol of woman oppression, you dumb idiots? Good God, do you understand that the hijab is a symbol of woman oppression? That means, okay, just a reminder for you dumb fatties and uglies that were out there at the Million Women's March, and all you women that are out here protesting a day without a woman, do you know a woman wearing a hijab? You know what that means? That means that she's in the goddamn kitchen, you dumb, stupid skank. That means she does what her man says, and she obeys her man to the point where she ain't going to show none of her body, just a little bit of her stupid mug, and that's it. All right? That's what a woman in hijab is representing, and you're marching with these people, you dumbass, ridiculous fatties and uglies and all you damn woman feminist wannabes, for Christ's sake. I mean, do you understand? That woman in a hijab, she knows that she's not a man. She's a second-class citizen. That's what a woman in a hijab means. Do you understand that there, feminist? A woman in a hijab means that there is a Jehudi somewhere that is slapping her into submission so she won't leave the house without a goddamn beekeeper suit on. Do you understand me? Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I mean, before we get started, folks, please add to your favorites or bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. All right? Now, before I get to Twitter shout-outs, I want to end this segment on the Day Without a Woman and International Women's Day with this. I can't underscore any more that the hijab is a symbol of woman oppression. And if you're not going to say so, I'm just going to say this outright, okay? And I don't care who gets offended. If you women don't think that the hijab is a symbol of woman oppression, well, then get back in the goddamn kitchen where you belong. If you think the hijab is a goddamn symbol, a physical symbol of woman oppression, then shut your stupid mouths. Don't give me any more crap, and get in the goddamn kitchen where you belong, you stupid. Do you understand me? Do you understand? You feminists, you Western feminists out there, you women that were wearing the pussy hats, you women that were out there at the Million Women's March, if you do not think that the hijab is not a symbol of woman oppression, if you genuinely think that, I'm talking to you women. Give me the mic. I'm talking, Jesus Christ, I'm talking to you women. I'm talking to all you Western women out there. I hope that you're listening. If you do not think the hijab is a symbol of woman oppression, then stop bitching, stop attention whoring, stop the stupid Day Without a Woman's protest, stop the International Women's Day, and get back in the goddamn kitchen and shut up. Get back in the kitchen and shut up. Because as I stated, folks, that woman in the hijab, she knows her role as it relates to her and her society. She knows she's a second-class citizen. That's why she's wearing the hijab, you dumb idiots. Do you understand that? That's why her husband has beaten it in her so much that she will not leave the house without covering all of her body, with the exception of maybe a little bit of her face. So if you're going to march with these people, if you're going to march with them and coincide yourself with them, all right, to any capacity, if you're going to coincide yourself with a woman with a hijab and you're going to call yourself woman liberation, then you're a hypocrite. You need to get in the kitchen and shut your mouth, woman. Do you understand that? Get in your goddamn kitchen. Get in your goddamn kitchen and know your role. That woman in the hijab knows her role, all right? Yeah. The only reason that she's out there with you is because her husband's telling her to go out there and march with you stupid skanks. And you know what she's doing? She's abiding her husband because her husband is utilizing her as a tool to basically control you stupid pussy hat wearing skankosauruses. That's the difference between the woman that you're marching with the hijab and your stupid, brainless, hypocritical, stupid asses. That's why I'm telling you right now, if you do not believe that the hijab is a woman oppression, then shut your stupid skankosaurus mouth. Don't give me any more lip and get in the goddamn kitchen where you belong. Do you understand? That's where you belong. If you're going to be sitting there marching with somebody in a hijab, shut your stupid mouth. If you're going to be marching with somebody in a hijab, westernized ladies, if you're going to be marching with somebody in a hijab, well, then if you don't shut your mouth, then you deserve a slap in the face. Yeah. Yeah, you deserve a good slap. I mean, even Sean Connery, even James Bond himself said, you know, a woman deserves a good smack every now and then.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit mbusa.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
You understand that? That's all there is to it. So, once again, I'm going to move on from this subject, but if you women out there on this International Women's Day, if you are marching with women in hijabs, then you're not getting it, okay? That woman in a hijab already knows her role, and she's there under orders of her husband. She's not there out of her own free will. She's there out of her orders of her husband. So once again, women, you need to know your role, shut your mouth, and stop being attention whores, and be proud and be lucky at the fact that you live in westernized civilization and you're not forced to be put in a beekeeper suit or in a damn burqa and be told that you can't order in the same line as men, being told that you can't drink in the same water fountain as men, being told that you can't drive because you're not a man, all right? You need to be a little bit more appreciative, you dumb skanks. Stupid dumb broads. I'm telling you that right damn now. Anyway, folks, listen, let me go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs, folks. And, you know, look, I had to say it. I'm sick of these stupid, dumb attention whore broads. I'm sick of them. I'm sorry. Somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs right now. And for you folks that are unaware, all you've got to do is retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. Retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. And I will give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now. Hey, engineer, do we have any Twitter shout-outs to be had? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs right now. What's going on to Dorito Burrito? He's in the house. We got Veteran Capitalist, Motley Chris in the house. Who else? Who we got? We got the Brony Network. We've got Zargardi Rumble, whatever the hell that means. What's going on? We got Alex Wu in the house. Supersonic Larry in the place. We've got, I'm not going to say that disgusting name, for Christ's sake. Mr. Optimism 1, Ghost 0. Look, shut up, all right? Listen, as a matter of fact, man, let me tell you, there are so many autographs that are being processed right now. I mean, I am literally consuming my time processing all these autographs that have been sold. So, once again, at the very, very latest, the autographs will be shipped off on Friday morning. Earliest is tomorrow, but we will get them all out by Friday morning. So bear with us, folks. If you happen to have purchased a Mr. Fortune cookie or Mr. Optimism autograph, they will be out, and just bear with me there, all right? Just bear with me. Thank you very much for your patience. Anyway, we got Attack on Templeton. Leave my dog out of this, asshole. Tinfoil pussy hat, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Who else we got? We got Rurr in the place. Little Kane for Bubba, whatever the hell that means. Oh, yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying there. We got Remington in the house. We've got Liberty Capitalist in the place. We've got OG Toru. What's going on here? How you doing, man? We got Chris Hyde in the house. We got Ghost equals Muslim Jew. Ghost equals Muslim. What the hell is that supposed to mean? I'm a Muslim Jew now? I'm a Muslim Jew? I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense. That'd be a lot of praying I'd have to be doing. I'll tell you that right now. That'd be a lot of praying I'd have to be doing there, boy. Anyway, we've got Glenda Danzig. What's going on? Who else do we have? We got The Martyrs Died for Nothing. Just little bit. Don't make fun of the Texas Martyrs. Look, don't you assholes even dare. Don't you even dare make fun of the Texas Martyrs. Do you understand me? Jesus Christ, don't you even dare. Jesus Christ, give me the mic. Don't you even dare make fun of the goddamn Texas Martyrs, boy. Good God. We've got True Sexist Radio. Oh, now I'm a sexist all of a sudden. I'm over here. I'm dropping red pills on everybody who's listening, but I'm the sexist, right? I mean, hey, you know what? I'm just explaining you women the truth. If you are marching with women in hijabs, then you are an utter idiot. Because as I stated, that woman in hijab, she's got a husband, and she's there because her husband told her to be there. Her husband told her to be there so that they can manipulate you stupid, dumb, idiot, pussy hat-wearing morons and, basically agitate America and have you dumb women believing that, oh, yeah, refugees are like women. Refugees are like women, so bring in the terrorists into America, please. Bring in the terrorists. Stupid, dumb broads. You know what? If y'all call me a sexist, I don't really give a crap. You know what? And you know what? To be honest with you, I have a huge woman contingent that listens to my broadcast, folks, based on the ratings. And you want to know why they listen? Because there's not too many real men anymore. You understand? When they listen to this broadcast, they're listening to a real man on the broadcast. I'm not even joking around. I mean, they can sense it in the manly dominance that I'm throwing around this goddamn show like it ain't shit. They could sense it, and that's why they keep listening, because they wish they had a man that could be as manly as myself, that has answers, that isn't afraid to conquer obstacles, that won't be afraid to run away from life when life kicks them in the balls. That's who they want, for Christ's sake. I'm telling you that right now. Anyway, we got Vault 7 Super Mutant. We got the Green Leader in the house. We're going on to the Green Leader. We've got, I'm not going to say that for Christ. We got TCR is the best. Thank you very much. We got Raw Cringe in the house. We've got, I'm not saying these disgusting names, man. Look, stop getting disgusting with the names. I'm trying to make this damn show a little interactive here. I wish that you people would be a little bit more appreciative of that fact. But, of course, they're not, right? Anyway, we got the Smiler in the house. We've got the TCA news feed. What's going on to Lego Fan 420? Distilling Capitalist in the house. What's going on to Distilling? Hijab Feminist. Hijab Feminist. Shove it up your ass. Shove your goddamn hijab up your ass. Hijab Feminist, for Christ's sake. Short bus hacked by the CIA. You know what? I almost would believe it. You know that? After all the crap that has come out on this WikiLeaks CIA data dump, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the people who are in the short bus right now weren't a part of the CIA. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Jesus Christ, who else do we have here? We got Furries for Templeton. Shut up, you sick, twisted pricks. We've got Supa in the house. Tinfoil for shekels, you asshole. You son of a... I am not a Jew! I am not a Jew! Son of a bitch! Tinfoil for shekels, for Christ's sake? Man, what the hell? You know... Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, the disrespect, man. The goddamn disrespect. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you this right goddamn now, man. I do this Twitter shout-out for a reason. And the reason I do it is to make the show a little interactive. But of course, because this is the internet, we've got a bunch of troll terrorists and cyber vermin that are going to ruin everything for everybody. So I'm just going to take a couple more Twitter shout-outs, and that's it. All right? And, of course, if you want a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, retweet the tweet on my Twitter account that states True Capitalist Radio Live. The tweet to retweet to get a shout-out is True Capitalist Radio Live. You tweet that or retweet that tweet, I'll give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast. I'm only going to take a couple more of these because I can already see where you idiots are going, man. I already see where you idiots are going. We got Sweden equals facepalm. Yeah, no kidding, for Christ's sake. Are you kidding me? Sorry for cursing there. We've got a day without a sandwich. Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. I could have my wife make a sandwich right now. All right? You all speak for yourselves. All right? My wife knows her place. All right? Unlike you stupid jerk-offs. You're probably sitting over there with your prick in your hand while your woman's out there. You think that she's out there going to a march or going to some kind of day without a woman get-together when you know and I know she's going out there banging the delivery boy, banging the pool boy. You know it and I know it, so who are we BSing? Anyway, we got Popeye in the house. What's going on to Popeye? We got Scarlet Moon, the Argonian capitalist. What's going on? We've got Vault 7 Wastelander, whatever the hell that means. Pip Boy from Vault 7, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, for Christ's sake. Good God, I'm telling you. What's going on to Dr. Bristle? What the hell else do we have here? Once again, retweet the tweet that states True Capitalist Radio Live. I'll give you a shout-out right here, right now. We got Taco Capitalist. We've got Jerry Garcia in the house. The Jew Walk. What the hell does that mean, the Jew Walk? What the hell is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? How do Jews walk exactly? I don't get it. Well, I don't know. How do Jews walk? And not to mention, I thought it was Muslim. I mean, make up your mind there, you stupid troll terrorists and cyber vermin bastards. Anyway, we got Veteran Capitalist. What's going on? We got Ghost Loves Arab Money. Look, shut up. All right, shut up. Here's the Fresh Prince of Arabia. Look, shut up. Just shut up. All right, you know what? That's it. I can see where this is going. You people are going to disrespect me. You're going to besmirch me, and I really don't appreciate it, all right? I don't appreciate it. It's not my fault that I have an Arab prince, a part of the inner circle, that's worth billions of dollars. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, okay? Jesus Christ. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. It's not my fault, all right? Anyway, look, I can see where the trolls are going with this. I think they think this is so cute. They think it's a big joke. Jesus Christ. Give me my drink. I'm telling you, man, you all do understand that I broadcast 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And now, folks, I have added on the Saturday Night Troll Show for all you troll terrorists and cyber vermin. I've added the Saturday Night Troll Show at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday nights. So, folks, you know what that means? That means that I am the hardest working man on the internet today. Do you understand that? The hardest working man on the internet today. I am broadcasting 6 days a week, for Christ's sake. I'm telling you, I will go down in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame, and they will give me the golden microphone. Mark my words, they will give me the golden microphone. Jesus Christ. Where the hell was I at, engineer? Oh, that's right. A day without a woman. All right. Well, we're going to move on from that subject matter. I think everybody pretty much knows the way I feel about it, and I hope that if you have any kind of goddamn common sense, you'd be thinking the same way too, all right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the main subject matter that's been in the news, or at least in the internet news. Of course, the lamestream mainstream media is not going to cover the Vault 7 WikiLeaks CIA data dump, which pretty much makes the CIA look like anti-American pieces of crap, as if they are an enemy of the state. And the reason I say this, folks, is because there are people out here that are telling me, they're coming to me saying, Ghost, I mean, what am I supposed to say to these people when I'm telling them, hey, look, the CIA can look at you through your Samsung television. The CIA can hack anything. They can hack anything. That's what this goddamn data dump by WikiLeaks Vault 7 means. They can hack anything to spy on you. Anything. They can hack the Internet of Things. They have back doors to every operating system on the market today, and that includes Linux. That includes any kind of Apple product. They've got back doors on every phone, for heaven's sake. I mean, they have cyber weapons that you can't even imagine. They've got cyber weapons that turns a security certificate into full-fledged control and oversight of your goddamn computer, so they can spy on you through a damn website. I mean, do you understand here? And people are telling me, they're like, Ghost, you know, people aren't caring. I'm telling them they could spy on you from this, they could spy. They don't care. And let me tell you something. If you don't care, if they're telling you don't care, then you need to tell them this. Then you don't care if some CIA agent is looking at your child whenever they're playing with the phone. You don't care that some CIA agent may be listening to you when you're slapping bodies with a significant other while you're doing the wild thing. You don't care that our institution of government was founded on a Bill of Rights. And on top of that, folks, on top of that, if these people aren't going to care that the CIA is spying on America, then what are we doing with this government? This government, that means this government is obsolete. That means this government is not truly in charge, and the people that are truly in charge are the deep state. That's why they think that they can kind of isolate and undermine Donald Trump's administration and demean him in the eyes of the public. And you see, with this WikiLeaks Vault 7 data dump, it basically exposes the deep state in a spotlight that they're not used to. in a spotlight that they're not used to whatsoever, and they are in damage control mode, for heaven's sake. I mean, did you see Colbert yesterday, Stephen Colbert? General Michael Hayden, okay? And if you don't know who Michael Hayden is, he's the former director of the CIA and the National Security Agency. He went out on Stephen Colbert. And why would Michael Hayden go on Stephen Colbert, of all places, right after WikiLeaks data dumps the CIA Vault 7 data? He came out. Did you hear? Did you see that? He came out and tried to play nonchalant, tried to play tongue-in-cheek, tried to have everybody who listens to Colbert as if he's a legitimate source of news, tried to calm everybody down and say, oh, come on, look, the government is not spying on you through your microwave. Don't listen to the reports. Everything is okay, all right? Here, watch more Stephen Colbert, all right? Your government is in control again, okay? Don't worry about it. We're not spying on you through any kind of electronic equipment or anything of that nature, all right? Don't worry. Your government is in control again. Here's more pictures of Kim Kardashian's ass crack. I mean, did y'all see that Stephen Colbert freaking interview with Michael Hayden, for Christ's sake? I mean, that was damage control by the deep state if I've ever seen it in my life. And you see, there's going to be idiots that are actually looking at Stephen Colbert, and they're going to look at Michael Hayden, who was a former CIA head and head of the NSA, and say, I believe him. He's a government official. He came out in a uniform, and I believe him. He's a part of my government, and I believe him. He says that they're not spying on us on our microwaves, so I believe him. I don't care what WikiLeaks says. I believe my government. I believe a bald man in a uniform on Stephen Colbert, and I believe Stephen Colbert because he is my source for news and information. I mean, I'm telling you, I cannot believe the damage control that the deep state is doing. And what have I told many of you people out here? We have to, you and I, the new media, because that's what we are, folks. I mean, if you have any kind of a following on social media, you are an influencer. Even if it's only 10 people. If they're following you, you are an influencer, and that's why you should take your responsibility as being a part of the new media and disseminate the information properly. Disseminate the message. And the message is, especially right after this WikiLeaks Vault 7 data dump, is that, and it should be simple, because not everybody's going to understand all this CIA technical jargon, zero-day exploits, all this crap, Trojan horses, malware. They're not going to know. They're not. Just don't even bother approaching Joe Sixpack with that. I mean, I have been somewhat effective in this meme that I've been throwing around the internets. I put it on Twitter, folks. I'm looking at the stats. It's got about over 100,000 impressions. And I'm talking about this particular one I'm about to retweet right here, folks. It's a meme in which you've got Barack Obama's picture, and it says, I didn't just spy on Trump, I spied on all your family. This is the message, folks. This is the message that we have to convey to Joe Sixpack, and it has to be habitual. It has to be continuous. We have to always strike them in the face with this message that Obama spied on their family. Obama spied on their family. And if they go, well, so what? Who cares if they spied on my family? Well, you need to understand, not only are they spying on your family, it's not like there's some agent listening in. Unless you're drawing some kind of a red flag from the government, there's not actually a physical agent listening in. You don't understand, folks. All this data, it's being collected, and it's being stored in all reports in a humongous-sized server station, some kind of a humongous database in the middle of Utah somewhere. And they're collecting every piece of information you could possibly imagine, folks. I mean, they're tapping into your phones, gathering your voices, gathering your conversations, gathering your voice patterns, so on and so forth. I mean, haven't you ever been a little bit taken back at the fact that 1 minute you're around your cell phone and you could be talking about something, and then the next minute you're having all of a sudden an ad thrown in your face about what you just talked about? Doesn't anybody find that weird? I mean, y'all noticed that, correct? And why? Because I'm telling you, folks, this technology is there. It's integrated in your phone. I mean, you remember they talked about, everybody's going to have a chip in their hand, and Big Brother government is going to be in control of everything. They're already in control of everything. Your life, or not mine, but most people's lives are on their phone. All their intimate selfies, all their naked pics, what do they call their nudes? Why do you think all these damn celebrities are getting caught with their pants down or their tops off? Because they're getting their phones hacked. Because I'm telling you, I mean, your life is on your phone, and if some stupid 2-bit fat 300-pound hacker can get in your phone, especially a celebrity's phone, and get their nudes, what makes you think that they don't have them somewhere in a database in freaking Utah somewhere? And the next question is, well, Ghost, I mean, if they're doing that, then why are they collecting all that data? I mean, why are they collecting all that? Well, you see, that is the point. Because let's say, in this new modern age, that you get uppity and you are somewhat of a threat in the deep state's eyes, they can take all the information that they have compiled on you, because believe me, there's information compiled on everybody. I mean, there are supercomputers that are basically gathering all this data autonomously and storing it for safekeeping. I mean, do you understand this? And let's say you get uppity, they can bring up every conversation, just like they did with Michael T. Flynn, just like they did with the president, with the correspondence or with the telephone conversation that he had with the Australian Prime Minister, and the conversation that he had with the Mexican president, and the conversation that he had with Putin. I mean, this was all tapped. This was all observed by the deep state. And that's why I'm telling you, this is the kind of direction we're going to at this point in time. This is the kind of direction we're going to, that your children who are being brought up in this digital age, they're being exposed to the point where they're being put on the internet at early ages. I mean, because of their stupid parents putting dumbass photos of them as babies and as children, as toddlers on Facebook, on social media, which is all gathered by these goddamn surveillance state institutions. And you know, what's really scary is that you people are voluntarily giving this information to the deep state. And they're compiling all this information. I mean, right now, folks, the millennials that were born in the year 2000, their whole lives are on the internet. Their whole lives are on the internet, man. I mean, this is scary stuff. And this is why I keep telling you, folks, that what we're going into is beyond 1984. What we're going into, folks, is a whole new surveillance state type of totalitarianism that will change the way we view life itself. Because, listen, if you can't really expect privacy anywhere in the world today, then how is that going to change the way you act? How is that going to change the way you perceive the world? How is that going to change the way you make decisions? I mean, this is why I keep telling you, folks, this is very dangerous. And it's not just technology relating to computing devices and phones and this sort of thing. They actually, in this WikiLeaks data dump, actually have the schematics and the actual explanation to be able to take over a car, we talked about this yesterday, and be able to make it look as if somebody got into an accident while eliminating a target. And you see, folks, I bring back the journalist, and let me tell you, this was a liberal journalist, Michael Hastings. He was a true liberal in that he did not want this totalitarian state. He was a liberal that believed in freedom and believed in the ideas of not being under the boot of any kind of government authority that was going to deprive us the rights that were accorded to us in the Bill of Rights. I mean, that's why I'm saying, folks, Michael Hastings, in my personal opinion, I've always said this, and of course people would always call me tinfoil hat, right? Who's tinfoil hatting now, assholes? They now, it's now out in the open that the CIA openly knows how to take over cars and throw it into goddamn rivers or throw it into goddamn tree trunks and make it explode, and then boom, you've eliminated a target while making it look like an accident. And you know what's interesting about the CIA data that we're uncovering? We're continuing. We're going through every piece by piece, folks, over here in the inner circle in the capitalist army. And some of the data we've gathered is very, very disturbing. Now, folks, the data that we're analyzing is telling us that potentially the bronies, enemy, and these type of social organizations are basically contrived or at least organized by the CIA itself. Now, the reason I say this, folks, is because when decompiling certain scripts in relation to the quote-unquote cyber tools that the CIA had in its possession, well, when looking into the scripts and the code of this thing, there was a server in which the information was dumped in relation to the information obtained by whatever piece of software that the CIA deems as a cyber weapon. The data dump server name was called BigBronies.com. BigBronies.com. This is the CIA! This is the CIA, for Christ's sake, man! This is the CIA! I'm not joking, folks. They actually had some information that they utilized or obtained utilizing a cyber weapon. They had this cyber weapon direct the information and the data to some goddamn server called BigBronies.com. I'm not joking around. And look, this makes sense to me now. I talked a little bit about this to the inner circle, and I'm going to go ahead and share it with you. I personally believe it all comes clear now. Because back, Jesus Christ, in late 2010, early 2011, that's when the bronies found my broadcast. And folks, I was perplexed. I was taken back. I didn't really understand what the hell this whole brony thing was all about. And when I did, you can look back at the archive, I was like, what the hell? What the hell is this? You've got older males attracted to a cartoon that is meant for little girls. And I couldn't believe it. Now, I have had my run-ins with the bronies throughout the years. And I have had many different generations of bronies who have actually listened to the show and have been fans of the broadcast. As a matter of fact, if you look at footages of old brony cons, you actually have people wearing True Capitalist Radio shirts at the brony con. So I'm not proud of that. I'm just saying that is the history of this broadcast. Now, with that being said, I had no idea why there was this fetish for this damn cartoon. I had no idea. So I'm going to be honest with you. I watched an episode to see what the hell is going on here. And in my personal opinion, folks, I believe that there is some sort of psychotronic and mixed with neuro-linguistic hypnosis being put forth in these brony cartoons. Now, let me explain this, folks. psychotronic weapons are absolutely real. If you don't believe me, I think that you need to look up a scholar, who had done some extensive research into this subject matter by the name of Anthony C. Sutton. Anthony C. Sutton, and view his lecture on psychotronic weapons. These things are possible. And you need to look into the different experiments that the Russians did with psychotronic weapons. You need to look into the experiments the CIA did with psychotronic weapons. And I'm telling you, folks, I mean, I personally believe that that's what's going on the My Little Pony episodes. And I'm also, in my personal opinion, thinking that there's some neuro-linguistic programming in the way that the program is presented to the viewer. Now, let me explain what I feel that these bronies are feeling when they watch this broadcast. When they watch this broadcast, in my personal opinion, it takes them to a childlike safe space in which they want to be a child again, in which everything's viewed from a very innocent eye. Everybody wants to be kind of a dorky kid, and that's that kind of capacity. And as a result, a lot of these folks that are part of the brony community are antisocial, all right? They don't have very many friends, let's be completely honest, and the only friends that they do have are in this circle of individuals that actually view this cartoon, and that's where they find some level of communication, because it's obvious that many of the folks, and look, I'm not trying to make judgment calls here, but all you have to do is take a look at a BronyCon to see that many of these people, at least 90% of them, are antisocial, and the only thing that gets them to socialize is this damn cartoon. And it puts them, and you should look at these people at these BronyCons, man. They're in this kind of, man, like childlike mental safe space. You know, this childlike mental safe space in which they like to just kind of stay at. Now, of course, folks, because this is the internet, you have a lot of people who have taken this and have made it a little bit sexual. Now, one thing I did notice in the episode in which I saw of My Little Pony, they were actually very risque in the sexual innuendos that they were throwing in that broadcast. Moreover, they were emphasizing the effeminate male and emphasizing how the female is somehow magically powerful and how friendship is. I mean, it just really weird messages that I caught from it, in my personal opinion. And in my view, I mean, it makes perfect goddamn sense why the CIA is probably behind this whole brony hysteria, as far as I'm concerned. And the reason I'm saying this, folks, is because I'm telling you, looking into some of these tools that were used by the CIA, when decompiling them, they found addresses to a server called BigBronies.com. That means that BigBronies.com, whatever that server is, there's data there that is being obtained by this cyber weapon and is sent to the goddamn BigBronies.com website, whatever server that is.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
And aside from that, folks, we're continuing to we're analyzing more of the evidence within the CIA data dump. And we're finding that many of these, much to what I have always said, we're finding that much of these much of these CIA hackers that belong to the CIA, I guess, Computer Information Division or whatever the hell it's called, many of these folks come from the 90s and the early 2000s. And believe it or not, we have found many of their IRC servers that they actually use to communicate in. Yeah, I mean, can you believe it? What is this, 1996? These people are using IRC servers to basically communicate their CIA internet cyber operations. And folks, a lot of these CIA cyber operatives are not only bronies, not only enemy freaks. I mean, these people run the gambit as it relates to fandom. And it has us believing in the inner circle and the capitalist army whether or not the CIA was weaponizing these cartoons to some capacity. Because we have already found that they actually have a meme division within the CIA. I kid you not, folks. This is all in the 578 megabytes that was data dumped on the Vault 7 WikiLeaks data dump. And this is what we're finding here. All right, I'm not joking around. This is what we're finding here. So we're going to continue to search. We have made attempts to try to get in contact with the IRC server that is supposed to be the hidden server for the CIA, I guess, internet operatives. But for whatever reason, they have taken that down. So, I mean, we are going to try to engage with the CIA Cyber Operations Unit full throttle at this point in time because, I mean, the bottom line is that these individuals are possibly among us right now. And I told the Inner Circle this. I possibly believe that some of these operatives are within the Inner Circle. I personally believe that some of these operatives are some of the well-known names that we have seen on the internet. I am not joking around. All right? I mean, this is not a joke. And this should be the biggest story in world history. Because what this means, all right? What this means is that the CIA, whose initial charter, the whole reason why they were created, was to work outside the United States. It's supposed to be illegal for the CIA to work within the United States, and because of this data dump by WikiLeaks, it proves that the CIA is the government. The deep state is the government. All right? The deep state is the government. And once again, people are telling me that they're starting to hear beeps again on the broadcast. You know, I wouldn't doubt it. All right? I have never been naive to the fact that the CIA or any kind of government operation is watching me. All right? But the bottom line is, folks, is that I really don't care. I mean, we as the people need to start focusing our perspectives into a new direction. And that new direction is not globalism. It is capitalism, the capitalist right. And I don't want to go over what the capitalist right is. I think everybody pretty much knows it at this point in time. We are the emerging right-wing faction within the right-wing political spectrum that is rising from the ashes of the alt-right. So, folks, I know I'm going on and on about this because, I mean, the data that was unearthed by WikiLeaks is the holy grail of data dumps. And according to Julian Assange, this is only 1% of the data dump. I mean, I'm not joking. Only 1% of the data dump. So there's a whole bunch more coming along, baby. And, you know, the beautiful part about Julian is that he doesn't just dump everything all at once because much like those of us that grew up in the internet early phases, and when I mean grew up, I'm talking about we were there when the whole damn thing began, what we understand is that the media is something that needs to be played, not necessarily something that needs to be embraced. Meaning that people who embrace the media and become attention whores of the media end up like Milo Yiannopoulos, falling in disgrace. All right? As easy as the media can bring you up, as easy they can bring you down. So with that being said, Julian understands to disseminate the information in a very incremental yet timely fashion to make the highest point of impact as it relates to the dissemination of this information. All right? So that's all I'm saying, folks. That's all I'm saying. I mean, and you know what we're finding out as well? That many of these CIA cyber operatives are a bunch of dorks, are a bunch of people that you could probably see in the street, slap them in the back of the head, and they'd be scared crapless. These are brony, enemy, finger-banging dorks, which has me concerned even more because, I mean, if the CIA is into all this brony stuff and anime and waifu and tohu and all this crap, then what does that say about the CIA's connections to Pizzagate? And what does that say about the vested interest that the deep state has to make sure that whatever is unearthed about Pizzagate stays in the bottle? I mean, this is what I'm saying, folks. The deep state runs whatever the hell Pizzagate is. And I'm telling you this right now, this is pretty much the reason why the deep state is going right after Donald Trump. They're going right after him. I mean, did you all see all the damn busts of all the pedophiles throughout the goddamn country that have been busted as of late? I mean, there's been so many. I mean, freaking Jerry Sandusky's son, all right, was busted in one of these rings, for Christ's sake. So that's why I'm saying, folks, all right, I mean, we need to realize that the CIA is at the bottom of whatever the hell Pizzagate really is at the bottom of it. And look, people are hearing beeps in the background. Hey, look, I mean, that's just the way it is, you know. It's cloak and dagger stuff, baby. We're playing games, baby. We're playing games. Anyway, I want to say first and foremost, let me get my drink. I want to say cheers, first of all, to the capitalist army and the inner circle who have been working diligently to figure out what the hell is at the bottom of this particular data dump. And we're waiting for more of them as well. But wow, what we've uncovered thus far. Unbelievable. And once again, folks, we've got to get the Joe Six-Packs of America to mold in their head, to put a wrinkle in their brain that the CIA under Obama spied on their family. All right? And by spying on their family, it takes away any rights they have accorded to them by the United States Constitution. By the CIA being able to hack anything and being able to spy on us through any device undermines the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. We either have a Constitution or we don't, man. In my personal opinion, anybody who doesn't care about this CIA data dump should be kicked out of the country. I'm not even joking around. You know, send them to some third world somewhere like Liberia and say, okay, you don't care, here, go there, have a good time, all right? Stay in Liberia, make the best of yourself. Anyway, folks, I want to say cheers to the capitalist army, the inner circle, and everybody who's listening. I want to say cheers to you right now. Cheers. And I do want to say that since this show has taken a more serious tone, we have had a spike in listener base, man. I'm not even joking around. I'm not just saying that. Believe me, if I was losing massive amounts of listeners, I would be like, oh, we got to bring Radio Graffiti back. But I'm not. I mean, I'm getting more and more people listening because they want to listen to the substance. They want to listen to the truth. The truth. So anyway, folks, once again, WikiLeaks releases this Vault 7 data on the CIA. And now the FBI wants to get a hold of the leaker. Have you heard about this? Oh, now the FBI wants to get to the bottom of it, huh? Oh, yeah, the FBI now wants to get to the bottom of it. They didn't want to get to the bottom of Hillary Clinton's emails. They didn't want to get to the bottom of what the hell is in Anthony Weiner's goddamn laptop. But no, they want to get to the bottom of what the hell happened in this CIA leak. Oh, isn't that just great? And speaking of the FBI, folks, did you hear James Comey today? This guy was at Boston College giving himself some sort of blowhard speech in front of these kids or something like, he's somebody credible that people should be listening to. This idiot, James Comey, the FBI director, the same guy who dropped the ball on Hillary's emails, the same guy who claimed that the Hillary email scandal was careless and unsophisticated and not negligent criminally. Remember that? Oh, yeah. Hillary was just careless and unsophisticated. She wasn't criminally negligent. That's what Comey said in his testimony in defense on why he did not press charges or pursue prosecution to goddamn Hillary Clinton's email situation. Well, this damn asshole, James Comey, nonchalantly, when talking to a bunch of brats in Boston College, said the following: "You're stuck with me. I'm here for another 6 more years." Can you believe this bastard, for Christ's sake? Goddamn James Comey. Freaking corrupt bureaucrat. I mean, can you believe this asshole? You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me. I mean, what gall this asshole has, man. The gall of this asshole. I mean, this just goes to show you that these bureaucrats, they like rubbing it in our face because they think we don't care. They think we're stupid. They think that we're too ignorant to comprehend all the things that are going on in government, folks. That's why they do this. This is why they throw stupid, nonchalant statements like this. Trying to be sarcastic, trying to throw subtle jabs at the American people. Freaking James Comey, you bastard. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. The gall, I'm telling you, of James Comey, man. I mean, after he dropped the ball on the Clinton email situation, this guy comes... I mean, he was supposed to talk at South by Southwest, which is, I believe, happening right now. He was supposed to be talking out there. He canceled his talk at South by Southwest, but he went to Boston College, and what did he do? What did he do? He rubbed it in the American people's face after he dropped the ball on the Hillary Clinton emails and said, "You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me. I'm here for another 6 years." Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you this right now. I can't believe that, listen, us as the United States citizens, we can't give Comey a pass on this. I mean, he's dropped the ball on way too many things at this point in time. Do you understand that? He's dropped the ball on way too many things at this point. James Comey, you're stuck with me. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, look, as you can see, folks, things are getting really, really weird, to say the least, as it pertains to the political landscape in this country. But I can assure you, what is happening right now is a civil war. A civil war between the deep state and Donald Trump and the people. And this is why I encourage you, I'm imploring you, I'm telling you, You've got to be serious about politics, man. This is a government made for the people and by the people. We cannot afford to fall asleep at the wheel again. Do you understand me? We cannot afford to fall asleep at the wheel again, folks, because we are suffering the consequence of falling asleep at the wheel with $20 trillion in debt. And the precarious situation our country is in right now, politically, socially, and economically. I'm telling you, we cannot drop the ball. I'm telling you, these damn bureaucrats aren't going to drop the ball. The establishment Republicans and Democrats aren't going to drop the ball. They're not going to fall asleep. The globalists aren't going to drop the ball. They're not going to fall asleep. We can't do it. We can't do it. We got to keep fighting. We got to keep kicking ass, for Christ's sake. We got to keep kicking ass and taking names. We're the capitalist right. We're the capitalist right, damn it. Do you hear me? We're the capitalist right. Right, you motherfuckers. We're the capitalist right. We are the capitalist right, and we are rising. We are rising from the ashes of the alt-right. We are the capitalist right, for God's sake, and we are rising, and we will take on the deep state. We will take on the bureaucrats. We will take on the globalists. God damn it. Is anybody listening to me? Give me the mic. We will take them on, for Christ's sake. We're the capitalist right. We are the capitalist right. We are the people of the individual. We don't need leaders. You take me out, who cares? We will continue forward. This is a battle between individuals and the bureaucrats. And by God, until my last breath, I will fight for the individual. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, by God, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. All right, folks. Jesus Christ. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm getting so goddamn passionate. I'm so emotional, for Christ's sake, man. But we are the capitalist right, and nothing's going to stop us. All right, let me calm down here, folks. I know I'm getting off keister. But by God, I mean, you do have to agree with me. We are living in times that are unprecedented. And I think that we're at a fork in the road, and there are two paths to go down. We either go down the path of globalism and worldwide totalitarianism, or we rise up and be individuals once again and conquer the beast, conquer the specter that is trying to overtake our cultures, our nation states, our individualism. Because by God, folks, if you want to join the capitalist right, All you have to believe is in three adherents. That's it. It's that simple. Capitalism, liberty, and nationalism. And right now, nationalism is more important than ever because, as I've stated, and now people are starting to acknowledge what I've been saying for months, that what we are seeing on a global scale is the globalist versus the nation states. Much like the Civil War, remember? The Federalists versus the states' rights. And let me tell you something, folks. We have to win. We have to win against these globalists at all costs, because if we don't, humanity from this point on is going to be in a lifetime of bondage, if not phased out completely. And when I mean phased out completely, I think that you people need to realize that the convergence of humanity with technology is starting to rapidly approach. You've got a lot of these elitists already talking about how humanity must integrate with technology or become obsolete. Elon Musk recently said that humanity must integrate with technology or be left obsolete. So what does that mean, folks? That means that they want humanity to integrate with technology. And what is going to happen from that day forward when that actually happens is that humanity is going to be the equivalent of an animal. Because if they integrate technology with humanity, then humanity in the new form, in the biotech form, is going to be more rapidly smarter, stronger, physically fit, so on and so forth. I mean, there are so many technological revolutions in the idea of the convergence of humanity and technology. So at some point, the people with the brain implants, which, folks, there's already some guy in MIT who has implanted a chip in his brain in which he has connected it to the internet, and he can literally surf the internet just by thinking about it. He can just think about this going in, or think about recollecting something in the internet. It'll activate something in this chip that is put into his brain, and he can go and just search for the internet like it's no big deal right off of his brain. Because he has this chip in his head, he can integrate all his doors to basically open when he thinks about it. He can turn his lights on by just thinking about it. You know? I'm not kidding around. Look this up for yourself. MIT professor, for Christ's sake. MIT professor, look it up. If I'm wrong, well then show me I'm wrong. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, look, I didn't mean to get off on that tirade. I'm just trying to say that that's what the people that are in charge today, that's their future. That's their future, for Christ's sake, all right? That's their future. And if we, listen, I don't want to get too far off the gambit here, but it basically comes down to this. The people that are in charge of this world, they want a world without the rest of humanity. They want a world without the rest of us so that the elites can basically be supreme beings and live on this earth, and if there is a space, travel through space and conquer and colonize until the end of time. I'm serious. I mean, if you don't think so, I mean, give me a break. All right, if you don't think so, I mean, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's why you are where you're at, and people that are in charge of the world are where they're at. All right, I'm just saying. All right? I'm just saying. Anyway, let's continue going because we're running out of time here. I want to talk a little bit about switching gears here. You know, we're talking all this tech stuff and WikiLeaks and Vault 7 and how the CIA can hack into anything at will. let's go back a little bit and let's talk a little bit about Obamacare. And the reason I want to talk about Obamacare, folks, is because Paul Ryan introduced this Obamacare light bill, okay, in which basically it's nothing more than a 66-page revision of the goddamn 3,000-page freaking Affordable Care Act, a la the goddamn Obamacare bill, okay? That's all it was. I mean, 2 months, all right? 2 months, and, you know, they haven't done anything, and the best they could come up with is 66-page revision of Obamacare, for Christ's sake. Good God. And you know something, folks? I mean, I know they talked about, what was it? Oh, we're going to get rid of the mandate, right? We're going to get rid of this mandate. But, folks, the GOP plan, from what I've read, and it's right here on the Drudge Report as well, the GOP plan orders insurers to charge people 30% more if uninsured for 63 days or more. So you see what I'm saying, folks? I mean, you know, this, of course, continues to benefit, all right, the goddamn insurance companies, and that is what I am against. I don't want insurance companies in charge of people's health. Do you understand me? All right, I don't want this. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and tweet that article right now so everybody can read it, for Christ's sake. All right, let me go ahead and tweet that out right now. Hold on just 1 second. The engineer is getting it hooked up. But listen, I mean, there's no mandate, but let's look at this. Look at this right here. Go ahead and tweet it out, engineer, for Christ's sake. Here it is. I'm tweeting it out right now. Here it is. Here it is right there. GOP plans orders insurers to charge people 30% more if uninsured for 63 days or more. How you like that, huh? How you like that? So the bottom line is that they're pushing forth with this GOP Obama light situation, and many pundits have claimed that Paul Ryan initiated this Obamacare light bill in an attempt to try to basically make it dead on arrival. I mean, Paul Ryan is, in essence, trying to purposely sabotage any kind of repeal or replace of Obamacare because he's supposedly worried about the 2018 elections. That's according to some pundits. I'm just simply stating this. Here is Paul Ryan this is an article that yours truly wrote on ghostreport.com. Let me go ahead and retweet that. Or excuse me, ghost.report. Ghost.report. That's the website, ghost.report. I just went ahead and retweeted the tweet. All right, let me go ahead and do that again. I don't know if I did that correctly. Let me go ahead and retweet the tweet here. Here it is, right here for all the folks that are wondering what I'm talking about. Here is the article in question in which I call out Ryan for being a disconnected piece of establishment trash. All right? And why? Because he was brought up that way, folks, okay? Now, people always ask me, Ghost, why exactly do the people in Wisconsin continue to elect Paul Ryan even though he hasn't done a goddamn thing? Why does everybody like Paul Ryan? Even though he hasn't done a goddamn thing, he's a speaker, he allowed Obama to do whatever he wanted to do. Why do the people in Wisconsin still vote for him? Well, I'll tell you why, folks, because let's take a step back. I'm going to go ahead and run down what I talk about in this article. Ryan's family goes back to Wisconsin back during the Civil War, prior to the Civil War. Yeah. So the Ryan family has been there since before the Civil War. Ryan's great-grandfather, Patrick William Ryan, who lived from 1858 to 1917, founded an earth-moving company in 1884, which later became P.W. Ryan & Sons and is now known as which is now known as Ryan Incorporated Central. Ryan Incorporated Central makes most of its early money on building railroads subsidized by the federal government. Let me repeat that one more again, all right? Ryan Incorporated Central made most of its money during the 1800s through building railroads through subsidized federal government taxpayer resources. And at the turn of the 20th century, Ryan Inc. turned into a road building subsidiary, a road building situation. They went from building railroads to building roads. All right? The subsidy family corporation is now called Ryan Incorporated Southern. I mean, look, this is all a bunch of, let me tell you something. There's a lot of digging that had to be done for Paul Ryan. I mean, there is a complicated web of literally good old boy network between private enterprise and government in Paul Ryan's family going back to the freaking mid-1800s. All right? Now, Ryan Incorporated Southern states on its website that the Ryan workload from 1910 until the rural interstate highway system was completed 60 years later was mostly highway construction. Now, if you take a look at what the federal government spent when it's spent on the highway, the interstate highway system, it's spent back then, $119 billion on the interstate highway system, and by one account was the largest public works program since the pyramids at Giza. So once again, folks, Paul Ryan, he goes far back into governments giving transfers of wealth to his family. You know? I mean, that's how his family made their wealth, off of government subsidies from the government. Non-bid contracts, the good old boy network. You know what I mean? So it makes sense why Paul Ryan would want to, push forth a bill, Obamacare Light, which of course benefits the health insurance industry because it's in his lineage, it's in his family history to kind of keep this good old boy network going, in which the government gives taxpayer money to no-bid contracts that happen to be connected with the government. I mean, let's continue going on, okay? And this is why people in Wisconsin don't vote out Paul Ryan, because he comes from the most prestigious families in Wisconsin. I mean, he's a fifth-generation Janesville resident, all right? 5 generations of Ryans have lived in Janesville, Wisconsin. So, I mean, this guy could do absolutely nothing and continue to get voted into office because everybody in Janesville, all right, thinks that this Paul Ryan is one of them. It's like, oh, look, he's a fifth-generation Wisconsinian. He's a fifth-generation cheesehead. We love him. It doesn't matter if he doesn't do anything as a politician. It doesn't matter. He's one of us. That's why no one can run against this guy in his damn district and beat him. You get it now? That's why Wisconsin continues to goddamn vote for him, because they practically built Wisconsin. And the funny part about it is, Paul Ryan likes to tout that he is a man of the people. Oh, man. He likes to tout that when his father died, Paul Murray Ryan, when he was 15, he likes to tout that, it was some rough times, and my mom had to get a job, and I had to get a job, and it was rough times during that time. Bull crap! Paul Ryan, folks, when his dad died, was given a partnership, was left a partnership called the Ryan Hutter Investment Partnership. Now, why is it called Ryan Hutter Investment Partnership? Because, Paul Murray Ryan, Paul Ryan's old man, was such a nice, and by the way, Paul Murray Ryan was a very successful lawyer in Janesville, Wisconsin. So, of course, he had some contingency plan if he happened to have taken a dirt nap before he had anything, before he could leave his family anything. He was smart enough, so he left his son and his wife, Betty Hutter Ryan, that's her maiden name, Betty Hutter, the Ryan Hutter Investment Partnership. And that Ryan Hutter Investment Partnership, folks, actually helped Paul Ryan go through Miami University. I mean, just imagine how much that cost, going to Miami University and out-of-state tuition. It was all paid for by his partnership that was left after his dad took a dirt nap when he was 15 years old. Now, let me tell you something about Paul Murray Ryan. I personally believe that something is not right, something is rotten in Denmark with Paul Ryan's father dying at 15. And the reason I say this is because Paul Ryan, in his own accounts of his father's death, he said that his father was supposedly sober for 20 years. He was supposedly sober for 20 years, and miraculously he decided to go and hit the bottle back. Quote, in Paul Ryan's book, he said he was sober for 20 years, but then he, quote, slipped back into a pattern of whiskeys from the time he came home until the time he went to bed. Now, folks, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like an alcoholic to me. That doesn't sound like the type of alcoholic that would all of a sudden have somebody's heart give out, all right, because he's having a few drinks at the end of the night, okay? I'm just saying. And moreover, folks, in a macabre description of his father's death, Paul Ryan writes that after getting a call from his father's assistant about the heart attack, he rushed into his parents' bedroom. He went home from work, rushed into his parents' bedroom, and, quote, "It was obvious I was unable to save him. His heart had stopped, and he was gone." I mean, what kind of a macabre statement is that? And not to mention, if he had a heart attack, what the hell was he doing in his room? That's why I'm saying I want a toxicology report on Paul Murray Ryan. I want a toxicology report. I want the autopsy, if there was one. I doubt there was. I want an autopsy because let me tell you, Betty Ryan generously benefited from the death of Paul Murray Ryan. So did Paul Ryan himself. Now, what did Betty Ryan do? Well, according to reports, Betty Ryan, she went back to school, and she got her degree in something. She's now a interior designer? What a joke. I mean, what a joke of an occupation. How many interior designers do you know? What a joke.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
But the interesting story about it is Betty Ryan ended up finding love again, supposedly. A man by the name of Bruce Douglas, all right? A guy by the name of Bruce Barlow Douglas. That's his name, Bruce Barlow Douglas. He had lost his wife in 1995. And being hurt and stricken, he found Betty Ryan at the time. Betty Ryan was like, here, come over here with me. I'll take care of you there. Bruce Barlow Douglas come over here. And somewhere between the time of the time between 1995 and 2002, from 1995 to 2002, Betty Ryan married Bruce Douglas Barlow. And Bruce Douglas Barlow was a good man. He was a retired insurance executive. Yeah, I said that. A retired insurance executive. And as a result, the reason I say that him and Betty Ryan got married somewhere between the years of 95 to 2002 is because Bruce Barlow Douglas died in 2002. All right? Bruce Barlow Douglas died in 2002. All right? And guess who benefited generously once again from the death of another husband, a two-time widow? All right? Guess who benefited generously from the death of old Bruce Douglas Barlow? None other than Betty Ryan Barlow. Betty Ryan Barlow. And you know, the thing about it is that here on the website, I give a link to his obituary. And in the obituary, it says, resided in Lauderdale by the sea. And you know, that's whereabouts Betty Ryan lives now. I mean, you see what I'm saying? I am calling right now. I am calling right now for an investigation into Betty Ryan and the convenient deaths of her generously wealthy husbands who she has benefited from their deaths. Okay, I want toxicology reports. I want autopsies, because I don't believe that this woman just miraculously got unlucky and, you know, miraculously two men that she married just kicked the bucket and she's just benefiting generously. Now, the reason I bring this up, folks, is because this goes into the mindset on why Paul Ryan is such a psychopath. I shouldn't say psychopath. He's a sociopathic bureaucrat. I mean, I said that he is the equivalent of the Republican Obama. He will sit here and implement policies that will hurt people and that will just completely devastate millions of people and smile about it. Give you a smile and lie to you about it, for Christ's sake. All right? Give you a smile and lie to you about it. Oh, yeah, I'm giving you a nice smile. This idiot, Speaker Ryan, should be removed as House Speaker. He's completely disconnected from the American people. Completely disconnected. Just take a listen to his goddamn freaking upbringing. It makes sense why he wants Obamacare Light. It makes sense why he wants the insurance companies to have a monopoly over our health. He's a part of it. He's a part of these generous wealth transfers from the tax-paying system into his pocket, into his good old boy network's pocket. That's how these people got rich. All right? And that's why you've got Ryan, the sociopathic, soulless, bureaucratic politician that he is. It makes perfect sense. So anyway, folks, I'm done. I'm done with this Obamacare Light crap. It's disappointing. I mean, it seems as if that we are not necessarily going to get a patient-friendly health deal. I think I have to admit, I'm down with Rand Paul on this. All right. As a matter of fact, Rand Paul and the Freedom Caucus are actually meeting with Donald Trump tonight, and I hope that Rand Paul and the Freedom Caucus can convince Donald Trump to urge the Republicans to freaking scrap this ridiculous piece of crap. And if they're not going to scrap it, add an amendment. Add an amendment that is going to make it better. Add amendments, plural, so that it can make this damn thing better and not have any government oversight over our health. All right? And not to mention, we need to loosen the damn chains of bondage that we have towards the health insurance industry. I've said this time and time again. There should be no reason whatsoever that we are paying so much. You know, somebody actually tweeted at me and tried to say that, well, you know, Ghost, making the analogy of cosmetic surgery to regular health is not a good analogy because not everybody needs cosmetic surgery, Ghost. Well, you just answered your dumbass argument, you moron. If not that many people need cosmetic surgery, and yet there's still a high enough demand to bring the cost down of a tit job from $25,000 back in 1985-86 to right around $2,500, $3,000 today for a tit job. I mean, you just proved my point. Because if there's not that many people that need any kind of breast augmentation or need cosmetic surgery, and yet the demand is still high enough for costs to go down, that proves my point. Because if there's a bigger market when there's more demand, then that means that there's going to be an unlimited amount of potential as it relates to gathering revenues and gathering patients. I mean, this doesn't make any sense. That's why I bring up the cosmetic industry. I mean, there should be no reason why a woman getting a tit augmentation, you know, I mean, some woman who's getting, you know, her breasts bigger, that particular surgical procedure, and that's an intense surgical procedure, man. Have you ever seen a breast augmentation? I mean, they cut up a woman pretty damn good in that procedure. And yet we can't go and surgically extract growths out people for around the same price. We can't go in and unclog some arteries for some people for around the same price, maybe a little bit higher. I mean, I'm serious, man. I mean, give me a goddamn break. There should be no reason why a goddamn unclogging of arteries should cost $100,000 and something on an insurance company. Do you understand that? I mean, there should be no reason. I mean, you know, folks, I've told you we've had this technology. You know, look up the Da Vinci surgical machine. I think that's what it's called. Da Vinci robotic surgery machine, something of that capacity. It's called the Da Vinci. I mean, literally, they can put 2 rods within your rib cage, okay, and unclog your arteries, and it's like an outpatient procedure within a weekend. All right, I'm not even joking around. Why isn't the Da Vinci in every goddamn hospital unclogging arteries at $5,000 or $8,000 a pop? I'm serious, man. Because, folks, there's not a financial incentive for a doctor to do so. All right, there's no financial incentive. Because the health insurance industry now run and dictate the prices of all procedures. So that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, take a look at the eye industry. That's another good industry that's been privatized. And look at the innovation that has transpired in that industry. It went from glasses. It went from bifocals glasses. It went from that to to transitional lenses to contact lenses to disposable contact lenses. Now, folks, we've got LASIK. LASIK eye surgery, in which they can take some of the worst cases of thick-ass glasses and make these people see perfect and clear once again. And you want to know why that particular LASIK surgery came about? Because of supply and demand and no government interference. So why can't this be applied to the healthcare industry? Can somebody explain that to me? Why can't this be applied to the healthcare industry to bring down the cost of everything? I mean, if you know that you're coming down with the flu, you know you're coming down with the cold, why do we have to go to the doctor and pay this ridiculous, stupid copay just so that this idiot could just do the same rigmarole? All right, let me check out your throat. Okay. All right, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, let me do this. Okay, all right, okay. Take 2 of these, call me in the morning. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, a visit like that shouldn't cost more than $20. And that's without insurance. I'm sorry. I mean, if you're if you're a doctor and you can't identify if somebody is coming down with a cold or a flu just by a few simple checks, then you're an idiot. You don't belong in the realm of physicianry. You understand? I mean, there should be no reason why people are paying $50 plus copays so they can get some goddamn antibiotics for whatever they're coming down with. You understand what I'm saying? Ugh. I can't believe people can't see this. I'm sorry. I can't believe. I'm going to move on from this. I just can't believe people can't see this. I'm sorry. Anyway, let me move on, folks. We're running out of time here. Did you all hear about the latest in North Korean news? Japan. Some of the lawmakers in Japan are actually discussing potential first strike options on North Korea. Ah, Jesus Christ. I mean, this is why I'm saying I think Donald Trump, he's dropping the ball here as far as foreign policy is concerned. I mean, I think that he needs to send somebody over there to North Korea and say, look, stop messing with us, stop messing with Japan, stop messing with South Korea, and we'll go back to the joint framework agreement. And if you're going to be belligerent and you're going to be pissed off at anybody, go. You see those guys, those Chinese guys over there? All right? Go be belligerent with them, and we'll go and we'll oblige the 1994 framework agreement. We'll build your goddamn electrical grid. We'll give you money, whatever the case might be. All right? So I'm just saying, and now China is starting to flex a little nuts and starting to say that, there needs a deal to be made, or potentially China is going to, I think that's what they mean by the statement, that they're going to go and take care of it. So we shall see what happens here. I'm very surprised to hear Japanese lawmakers discuss first strike options on North Korea. I mean, this just goes to show you that the Japanese are getting a little bit more antsy to go into a combat theater. I'll tell you that right damn now. You know that? And Kim Jong-un, he is a very unpredictable cookie right now, to use Trump's words. I wish that somebody in the administration would heed my call and send somebody to North Korea. I'm telling you, that's all Kim Jong-un wants. He wants to sustain his dynasty, and he knows that he's uncertain. He's uncertain domestically, according to the defectors that have come across the demilitarized zone and smuggled themselves into South Korea. This is according to everybody who actually knows North Korean history. I mean, just him assassinating his brother with VX gas shows you that, Kim Jong-un is a very unpredictable cookie. And in my personal opinion, I think that we need to go back to the drawing board. I think that we need to pull a diplomatic rabbit out of a hat. And Trump, if you're listening, Bannon, anybody, send somebody to North Korea. All right, send a diplomat, send somebody. And I'm telling you, the North Koreans want to make a deal. All Kim Jong-un wants is to be paid so that he can have enough money to light up his country, so he can have enough money to feed his people, and to continue to sustain his godhood in that ridiculous communist circus sideshow he calls a country. And I think that if Trump and his administration were slick, they could be able to utilize going back to the Joint Framework Agreement of 1994 and being able to utilize Kim Jong-un as kind of their mercenary, man. I think Kim Jong-un will do anything anybody says as long as he was paid and as long as he was able to have enough money to feed himself, feed his people, feed his army, electrify his country. That's all he wants. That's the whole reason why he's doing this. Let's be honest. That's the whole reason why he's doing this. So once again, folks, Japan lawmakers discussing first strike options as it pertains to North Korea. Japan, first strike. Like, they don't even want to wait. They just want to go ahead and strike North Korea, and I think that'd be a bad move, because if Japan goes into North Korea, then China's going to go right into North Korea. If China goes into North Korea and Japan are in North Korea, South Korea is going to move in, because South Korea believes that North Korea is rightfully theirs. So it's a very precarious situation here. We already had President Trump deploy the THAAD missile system out there at the demilitarized zone, which has, of course, been condemned by China. stating that there will be, quote, consequences for the deployment of the THAAD missile system out there in South Korea. So this is getting really intense, all right? This is really intense. Anyway, folks, let's continue going because we ain't got much time left on this Wednesday edition. Did you all hear that the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi, you know, this idiot al-Baghdadi, the leader of ISIS, this guy is gone running into hiding after abandoning his fighters in Iraq. Because I don't know if you've been keeping up to date with what's going on in Iraq. The Iraqi government is literally just punching it to ISIS in Mosul and in other areas of Iraq, kicking the crap out of them. That now, at first, let's just put it like this, ISIS fighters were running away, and Baghdadi put out a call that if anybody runs away, that other ISIS fighters should kill anybody who runs away. Now, lo and behold, Baghdadi is finding himself running away after abandoning his own fighters in the midst of a battle. What happened to being a martyr, Baghdadi? What happened to being a martyr? You know, that's the funny thing about these Muslim leaders. You know that? That's the funny thing about these Muslim fanatical jihadist leaders. They all want everybody else to kill themselves as it pertains to Allah snack bar, but they don't want to do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Oh, man, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of ISIS, on the run, running with his tail between his legs, scared crapless of the Iraqi army. Unbelievable. And let me tell you, I hope they catch up to Baghdadi, and I hope that they do some horrible, horrible ISIS-like type of torture to Baghdadi and the rest of the ISIS fighters. I mean, have you seen when the Kurds actually capture ISIS fighters? They start crying like bitches. They start crying like pussies. These people that are out here that are supposed to be hardcore jihadis, that are beheading young children and beheading innocent women. I mean, that's why they behead children. That's why they behead innocent women. That's why they behead old men. Because that's all he is. That's all these Islamic jihadists are. They don't want to take on a real enemy. Because if they take on a real enemy, I mean, they don't want to go down. I mean, the majority of these people that are fighting on the side of jihad, many of them don't want to be martyred. As much as they claim they do, they don't want to be martyred, baby. All right? Yeah, I tell you, they don't want to be martyred, for Christ. Oh, my God. They don't want to be martyred. And whenever they get captured, they cry like bitches. They cry like bitches. And considering that this is International Women's Day, did you know that the Kurdish actually have their women fighting as well as the men because the Kurds are a landless people? They got the shaft during the Treaty of Versailles after World War I and didn't get any landmass for themselves. So as a result, they've been a landless people and have been having to take care of themselves ever since. And as a result here, the Kurds have had to utilize every Kurdish citizen, including women, to fight on the side of the Kurds. And, you know, the funny part about it is the ISIS are most afraid of the woman Kurd army because they feel that if they die at the hands of a woman, that they are going to burn in hell. I mean, that's what they think. They think they're going to burn in hell if they happen to get killed by a woman. Can you believe that? Oh, man, that's great. Anyway, folks, once again, ISIS's leader, al-Baghdadi, going into hiding after abandoning his fighters in the theater of combat in Iraq. I'm telling you, these jihadists are a bunch of pussies. All right, and not the kind that these fatties and uglies put on their head either, or dress up as a costume. You know what Oh man, give me my drink for Christ's sake! Give me my drink. Baghdaddy running like a bitch. I'll drink to that, boy. Anyway, folks, last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about Hollywood and the mainstream media. And the reason I'm talking about this is because, folks, I want everybody out there to know that with the advent of the internet, with the advent and the evolution of technology, of cameras, of studio equipment, of microphones, of all aspects of technical production, they have gone down in price and smaller in volume. What I mean smaller in volume, I mean the sizes of these types of devices have gotten more portable. That Hollywood at this point in time should no longer have the monopoly over creativity. And I've talked about this several times in my history of this broadcast. Folks, it is time for you to understand that the power of creating content is with you. That you, me, we are the new media, and we need to take this responsibility very seriously. And what I mean by the power of content creation is in the power of our hands. That means that if you want to make a movie, you can make a movie. I'm serious, man. I mean, if you want to make a movie, make a movie. I mean, you can get yourself a Rebel, a Rebel T6i cannon, all right, which is probably about, what is it, about $500 with a badass lens. You get yourself a mount for that son of a bitch so you won't be shaky cam, which is about maybe another $90, $100. And you've got yourself a sophisticated camera that you can create a movie on. All you need is the creativity. All you need is the script, the story, the vision, the people. And then you become the director. And then you create your own movie. That's why I keep telling everybody right there, the power of media is in our hands now, for the meantime. And that's why I encourage each and every one of you, man, get a blog. Open up a YouTube channel. Or go to another social media account and produce content. The power of content is in our hands, folks. That's why you're listening to this broadcast. This broadcast, I'm going to be honest with you, the reason I created it is because no one is saying what I have been saying for years. No one conveys the information in the way that I convey it, in a very simple yet entertaining format where people actually learn, for Christ's sake. People actually absorb information as well as getting entertained. I mean, I took the power of content creation into my own hands, and I created the True Capitalist Radio Show. Because there were no other goddamn radio shows that I appreciated. And I love radio. I think radio is one of the most underrated mediums of all time because you can't get interpersonal in any other medium like you can with talk radio. With talk radio, it's like as if the person is talking to you there. It's as if I'm in the room with you right now talking directly to you. And it's an interpersonal communication in which the person listening in can listen without necessarily having to be completely zonked out like they are on a goddamn movie screen or on a boob tube. And that's why I'm saying at this point in time, folks, the power of content creation belongs to us. And I encourage each and every one of you, make movies, make webisodes, make radio shows, make blogs, make whatever content creation necessary so that we can kill Hollywood and the mainstream media once and for all. So it can finally die off and be a memory within the halls of antiquity. This is what we need to do, folks. We need to take control of the power of content creation, which we have in our hands. Because remember, prior to the internet, who was the monopoly around content creation, around creativity? Hollywood. the mainstream, lamestream media. You could not be creative and make a living off of it without being a part of the Hollywood system. That's no longer. That is no longer. The power belongs to us. And I encourage you, do whatever is within your power to influence others, and especially if you're a part of the capitalist right. If you're a part of the capitalist right, I encourage you to go out and convey your ideas so that every time somebody searches for something related to politics, related to right-wing political perspectives, they're going to see one of us explaining and espousing our ideas. And that perpetual, habitual repetition will finally absorb in the minds of Joe Sixpack. That's how we're going to get through to Joe Sixpack, folks. We're going to get through to Joe Sixpack by taking control of the content for which is being created and being more creative, being more interesting than the average, everyday, lamestream, mainstream media program or Hollywood-produced movie. I encourage you, folks. I mean, that's why I told you want to make a movie? I mean, it's that easy. I'm telling you this right now. All you've got to do, one of the best cameras right now is a Canon Rebel T6i or a T5i either. That'll actually work rather well as well. Get yourself a mount. As a matter of fact, there's packages that you can buy from some of these camera stores in which they'll give you filters, they'll give you goddamn other lenses. The only thing that you'd probably have to get is a mount so that it won't be so much shaky cam. And then before you know it, you've got yourself a freaking whole movie production studio at your fingertips. All you've got to do is go make it. The only person that's stopping you from being creative is you. And I am encouraging everybody within the capitalist right, be creative. Write music that is capitalist right in nature. All right? Write poetry, literature that is capitalist right in nature. Make movies. All right? Make webisodes. Make blogs. Make vlogs, whatever the case might be, man. The goddamn power of content creation is ours now. It belongs to us, and Hollywood doesn't have the monopoly over it. And we got to take advantage, man. We've got to take advantage now. We've got to take advantage now, for Christ's sake. I'm telling you, and the next thing we need to do is not acknowledge Hollywood. Don't go to the movies. Don't go and buy their DVDs. Don't make these people money. All right? These people have told us at their own award shows that they think the general American public are a bunch of idiots. I mean, they said it in their stupid protest speeches on their goddamn Hollywood award shows. All right? They said that the American people are a bunch of idiots because we voted in Donald Trump. That's what these goddamn Hollywood pieces of trash think about us. Why are you giving their money? Why are you giving them money? Why are you giving them your hard-earned money? Answer me. Why are you going to the movies? Why are you buying goddamn stupid DVDs? Why are you going to the red box? Jesus Christ. It's time for us to put the nail in the coffin for the damn Hollywood and the mainstream media. And that's why I'm expanding my horizons, baby. All right? Aside from this show, I have put up the media project, ghost.report. Put that in your browser right there, ghost.report. We've got a lot of reports coming in. And we're going to have fresh, original content that everybody is going to appreciate. Go there right now. Take a look at some of the articles that we have there right now, ghost.report. And there's a lot more where that's coming from, folks, because I'm telling you this right now. This content creation, this ability to be independent and creative, this content creation is ours. And the Hollywoods and the mainstream medias, they no longer have the monopoly over this. Anyway, folks, we got 8 minutes left. I want to thank everybody for listening in right now. Please follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. And since we've been so serious the whole broadcast, let's take a couple of minutes to go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about Radio Graffiti! Radio Graffiti, folks, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903. When I call on your area code, you've got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti. Do we got any Radio Graffiti callers, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and take maybe the last few minutes that we have here in today's broadcast and get to some last-minute, end-of-the-hour Radio Graffiti right now. All right, who do we got here? How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti? Danny J, Radio Graffiti. Ghost Shekel Fund. Shut up! Jewathon Ghostler? Ghostler? I don't know what you're trying to infer with that. Stop it now. You understand that? Stop it now. You all got a Jew fetish, is that it? The U.S. of shekels.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
What the hell? I feel like a Jew. I am a Jew. I'm being persecuted right now. Jew. So I am a Jew. Born of beloved. Jew. So I am a Jew. Born of beloved. Jew. So I am a Jew. Now, you know what? Screw you, I'm not a Jew! Stop calling me a Jew! I mean, make up your mind, you troll terrorist and cyber vermin. Am I a Jew or am I a Muslim? Make up your stupid troll terrorist and cyber vermin mind, for Christ's sake. I am not a Jew! I am not a Jew! I use yarmulkes for coffee filters, for Christ's sake. Give me the mic. Enough of the Jew crap. I'm serious. It's starting to piss me off. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. You got 8 equals Radio Graffiti.
Are you Thomas Albin?
Yeah?
If so, then I shall tell you why you're here.
I'm not going to tell you that live!
At the request of the Arabic Prince, you are to be sent to re-education at the inner ISIS circle in the great desert of the new Islamic state of San Antonio.
Inner ISIS circle?
But because of your low tolerance for the Muslims, we have assigned you to be driven to your location on the Djibouti short bus.
Wait, wait just a second. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever did this, just shut up your ass. I'm telling you that right now. Oh, Christ, no!
We will see you at your re-education camp. And one more thing. You will be sitting with this boy.
Who the hell are you? Who is this? We do it for Chairman Ma! What?
And don't even think about your little Termina. He or she is ours now. Isn't that right? Don't worry. Take her on the welcome. We will see you at a re-education camp.
No!
You know what? Shut it off. Shut it off, for Christ. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Jesus, what the hell was that? What in the blue hell was that about? For Jesus Christ, man. Oh, God. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Jesus, man. What's your problem? All of you. What the hell's your goddamn problem? You all got a serious problem. I'm telling you this right now. You got a serious effing problem. All of you. 352 Radio Graffiti.
Got a bunch of people that got animosity against black guys because their dicks are bigger than them. These are guys that are jealous because they don't possess BBC. They don't possess that God gene that's involved in these black men out here. Keep getting jealous. Keep getting jealous while your wife asks for cuckolds, while your girlfriends ask for cuckolds, and wish that they can get fucked by these African warriors with these huge BBCs that could pipe them down to the point where they could feel.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, we get it. It's obvious we know where your mind is, huh? You like that big black ding-dong, huh? You like to put it somewhere in an orifice? I know. I can tell. Fruit Bowl, Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, guess what? You earned a ticket to my woodshed. Let me get my belt. This is what you get, boy. One, you got the...
Just shut up, you pamper freaking fetish freak. Jesus Christ. You know what, God? Why do you let somebody like that walk the face of the planet? Can you answer me that, God? Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
He's gonna take you back to the past to whip some old nigger's ass he'd rather have. Temple.
Yeah, jeez. Just shut up, for Christ's sake, man. Why don't you sound a little bit more enthusiastic next time, Fruit Bowl? Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
Comfort, you sink into her beautiful soul, into that secret place where no one dares to go. After 30 minutes, you and her are both moaning with every...
all right. We don't want to hear fanfic, Fruit Bowl, all right? All right, we don't want to hear fanfic. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a CIA agent, for Christ's sake. 352, Radio Graffiti.
J-Man, capitalist,
Radio Graffiti.
So we're going to accept the hijab. We're going to accept the Sharia law. You know, we're going to accept women in beekeeper suits. You know, we're going to accept, certain perspectives of life that reflect Islamic values and that sort of thing, folks. I'm serious. I mean, look at what's happening to the West right now. Look at what's happening to the West. It's being overrun by coots. It's being overrun by wild coots.
You son of a bitch. Look, that's it. Stop making me sound like a cartoon, you bastard. You know what? I'm done. God damn it. I'm done. Give me the mic. Jesus Christ. I knew you idiots would turn this into a goddamn Fruit Bowl Wednesday, you piece of crap. I knew it. Stop making me sound like a cartoon and stop besmirching me. My show is serious business. Do you understand me? My show is serious. It's serious. Jesus Christ. You know what? Follow me on Twitter if you want, scumbags. I don't care. Politics Ghost. All right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, and you'll be lucky if I'm here tomorrow for... You